22 West Radio, KKJZ HD3, and on the internet at 22westradio.com.
We are 22 West Radio. 22 West Radio is 22westmedia.com and 88.1 FM KKJZ HD3 Long Beach, Los Angeles. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Golden Spotlight. I'm your host, Rob Flores, and we're broadcasting here live from California State University, Long Beach. At this time, I would like my guests to please introduce themselves.
Me, Tim.
And I'm James.
And this is a special edition of the Golden Spotlight as Beyond the Ropes takes over the Golden Spotlight.
Yes, it is.
How was everyone's weekend?
Homework still.
Homework. Yeah,
Yes.
I had some of that, but I didn't.
I
was at the NCAA tournament. They had some games at the Honda Center, so I was covering that. So that was pretty fun.
Nice.
I avoided some of the homework, but...
Yeah, me too. I still need to catch up on that. So this is a special takeover edition of the Golden Spotlight. We're going to talk about some wrestling. This is a special Wrestlemania week for all our wrestling fans here.
Mm-hmm.
So let's get into talking about the WWE Hall of Fame.
Yes.
Several names have been announced. Obviously, the headliners are expected to be D-Generation X. Then we have the Hart Foundation, Tori Wilson,
Right.
Honky Tonk Man.
Oh, he's in it too, that's right.
Yeah, that's right. And we've got Harlem Heat.
Oh, yeah.
And last night,
Yeah,
was
but that
official, Brutus the Barber Beefcake was added. Also, there was the Warrior Award recipient.
That's right.
Which is also happening this weekend, I believe on Saturday. So, I know Rob wanted to talk about the Hall of Fame, correct, last week?
Oh yeah, that was pretty cool.
What are your thoughts on the class this year?
I still think though that
There should be
Xbox should have had his own individual one.
Well, he
Like,
can.
There might still be a 1, 2, 3 kid.
They can in the future.
I do think you're right that I think they should have had every one of them. They all should have gone in on their own first, and then do the group. But I can see where there's this, let's get China in, let's get it over with, and be done.
What a humble way though to get Triple H in already.
Yeah, but if it was up to him, I listened to the Bruce Pritchard podcast quite a bit, and he's pretty sure that's like Vince and Triple H would not, while they're in charge, they wouldn't put themselves in.
Yeah, Triple H doesn't really seem like the guy who really cares to be put in. I know Vince doesn't want to be put in.
I know Vince probably doesn't care. It's kind of, you made the Hall of Fame. Why would, you put yourself in it?
Right.
But Triple H, I would say Triple H cares. But again, when you're in charge, it's kind of like, really, guy? So,
Yeah. I mean, well, this is a good way to put him in as part of the group.
Right.
So you can say...
The thing is especially if you're going to put China in, you can't not put Triple H in. You know what I mean?
Oh, you have to put everyone in.
Right.
So, definitely...
How low do they count Rick Rude? Like,
No,
they're
don't.
not counting
They
him.
don't.
And
Which I'm okay with. I mean...
Yeah, some people aren't, but...
I mean, he was there, but he really wasn't.
Yeah, he kind of left pretty early on in the...
Well, it's like I told you, I was watching some of those older... when I do watch the network, it's usually a lot of those older episodes of Raw and stuff.
Right.
So I watched those ones where Rick Rude was there, and Rick Rude never really made an impact. There was never any, key match that he had a key role in. He was there, and sure, maybe he did some distracting for Shawn Michaels' opponent or something, but he was never, this game-changing figure to where someone like China, obviously was... someone you can't deny being in the Hall of Fame, especially with DX. So
China was synonymous with Deep Generation X.
Mhm.
Rick Rude, while he was there for a bit, he's known as a single star.
right,
much.
and that's why he went on in the Hall of Fame a year or two ago on his own.
A few years
So
ago, yeah, so-
I mean,
So he's already in.
Yeah.
I mean,
right.
It's kind of like saying, Tori, who was X-Pac's girlfriend
Yeah.
at the time.
Oh, not Tori
Not
Wilson.
Tori Wilson.
The other Tori, yeah.
The other
Or I
Tori.
forget, right.
who was, I guess, a member of DX as well, but she's not in.
Yeah, I mean, her situation is kind of weird because, I mean, she kind of fell off the map or whatever, but again, watching some of those older Raws, I watched it up to when she was kind of getting it. She didn't start out in DX. She was the chasing Sable around as a big fan or something.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, she had some moments, even aside from DX, but I guess not enough to put her in the Hall of Fame or at least consider her. But, I mean, when is the last time you've really heard of her? So
Yeah, I think she became a yoga instructor. So
maybe.
I think she has her own business or something.
That was
but,
Trish. Not saying that.
No, I think
Tori
she also
didn't,
did that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think she also did step away and become like a fitness
Right.
instructor or something.
Okay.
But yeah, DX is going in. Shawn Michaels will be a 2-time Hall of Famer.
Mm-hmm.
We have a few 2-time Hall of Famers going in.
No, or going in.
Going in.
Yeah,
we have one.
Going right.
Ric Flair.
Ric Flair,
Ric
right.
Flair's already in twice for
within
solo.
this class. Yeah.
Within this class, there are officially three new people.
Right.
Shawn Michaels will be one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, he was a co-founder of the original DX.
Right.
Makes sense to put him in.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have the New Age Outlaws as well, the Road Dogg and Billy Gunn.
Mm-hmm.
They could go in as a tag team, honestly, by themselves.
They could. I mean, part of me thinks they've been there so long they could have gone in as singles. I mean, Billy Gunn was with Bart Gunn, and they won tag titles as a Smoking Guns and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's the Billy and Chuck angle.
That's
You
right.
know, Billy Gunn's done enough to where he kind of has his own spot. The Road Dogg is now, you know, working behind the scenes. From what I've heard, he has a pretty important role. You know,
On
he's
SmackDown.
also on SmackDown. He's also he had his run with Jeff Jarrett as a roadie.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's had his troubles. You know, with some substances or whatever. But you know, he's overcame a lot of that stuff, and you know, he has the most
One of the most iconic catchphrases.
and intros,
yeah.
and you know, so
Absolutely, and it's hasn't been forgotten. I mean, every time he does it, people
Mhm.
you know remember
Mhm.
remember it, and so yeah, it's very exciting. They're all going in. I guess they'll be headlining. I don't know if there's going to be any inductors this year. That was kind of a rumor.
I've heard that they were making a point especially because they run so long. So
Right.
there's this whole thing where like, oh, those who, I mean, it's one thing when those who are inducting these superstars in, yeah, when they take an hour, then it's a little much. But when you're getting inducted into the Hall of Fame, I think you should have as much time as you want. No, you
Right.
don't need 2 hours on your own. And
Right.
no, Hillbilly Jim doesn't need an hour on his own.
I met him once. He was really nice, but
I'm sure
yeah,
he's a
I
sweetheart.
know.
And you know, I mean,
You know.
if I'm
he did go to way too long.
right, but I mean, it's their moment. Let it be their moment.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think they should really tell them, depending on who they are. I mean, maybe just keep it at a 20-minute time limit for everyone.
20 minutes is fine.
Maybe the headliner could go on a little longer.
If the headline went on for an hour, like who are you gonna, you know?
Right, you're headlining for a reason. So
The thing I heard about it too, though, was like when some of the superstars were leaving.
last year was it last?
I think it was last year.
Goldberg.
By the time Goldberg
Half
went,
of the superstars were like
Right.
gone. The seats were empty, and I'm sure he
Right.
wasn't really happy about that. Which
Right.
is, it's not his fault because, you know, you got to go to work the next night. It's WrestleMania. You
exactly.
gotta get some sleep. You're probably not even gonna get any sleep because it's WrestleMania.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And then you know you've been sitting there for 4 or 5 hours at least, listening to everybody talk.
Right.
So yeah, so we'll see. Well, I guess we'll officially find out when it actually happens if there's gonna be any inductors.
I don't think there will be. I mean, if they will, they will be told to make it quick. And I mean, I think that's too what was on WWE in a way when.
Mhm.
You make a big spectacle in previous years with who the inductor was going to be,
Mhm.
whether it was, I'm trying to remember who Arnold,
He
whatever
was
his last
inducted-
Sorg, I can't remember. The governor of California.
He was inducted by Triple H.
Oh, he got inducted, right?
Yeah, he got inducted too.
And that was by Triple H, right?
Right.
I'm trying to remember, there's been times where the one doing the inducting was a
Oh, yeah.
bigger, I'm trying to remember who, but, you know what I mean.
Yeah, there's a
But,
few people.
Yeah.
We are currently on, with the hashtag.
Ask questions.
Awesome. And, all right, so next up, the Hart Foundation. Bret, the Hitman Hart, and Jim, the Anvil Neidhart are officially going in as a tag team. Bret Hart
Mhm.
will be going in for the second time.
Yeah.
Thoughts about this tag team going in?
Well, actually, kind of looking at it, so I grew up a Bret Hart fan. My first WWE action figure well, it was a 4-pack. Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart, Goldust, and the Ultimate Warrior.
That's a great 4-pack.
I had a twin. I have a twin brother.
Uh-huh.
So we split up the 4-pack. He
Oh.
got Goldust and the Ultimate Warrior.
Mm.
So obviously he was an Ultimate Warrior fan growing
Mhm.
up. I had Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart. I like to think I did get the better end of that deal.
I think you did. You definitely did.
But yeah. So based on that alone, I grew up to be a Bret Hart fan. So, you know, this is another cool moment. But looking back at it, especially when you look at China and her being able to get in through, while it is through a group, the same should have been done for Pillman, Owen Hart, and British Bulldog. And I feel like I think that's everybody. You know, I know Jim and Brett had their own run back in the day, but especially for that Attitude Era, I mean, why would you not put them in? I know there's the whole thing with Owen Hart. The wife doesn't want him in.
I think that's the main reason. Probably why.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. But, you know.
And Bulldog, I mean, going by himself.
He could go in by himself. But that's you know, but I feel like that's not the excuse. Like, even
Right.
if it is the excuse, you can't say,
Mhm.
well, Bulldog can go in on his own. And when
Yeah.
when they're ready for Owen to go in, he can go in on his own.
Mhm.
I mean, the same could be said about the Road Dogg, Billy
Right.
Gunn. So it's kind of like, that doesn't apply there, you know?
I think the thing is, the original Hart Foundation was Jim and Brett,
True.
and they were a lot more influential overall than the group. I'm talking about the group, not the individuals. Like the Attitude Era Hart Foundation doesn't get talked about a whole lot. When you think of the Hart Foundation, you don't talk about the Attitude Era Hart Foundation.
Hold on. Pause. When you let alone the fact that, yes, I did grow up in the Attitude Era. As far as I knew, growing up, the Hart Foundation always was Owen, Davey,
Okay.
Brett. You know,
Yeah.
I didn't know Jim and
Right.
Brett were a thing back in the day until later on.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you looked at Jim Neidhart's role
Mm-hmm.
during the Attitude Era, it was kind of like, he was kind of like that fifth guy or the fourth
Right.
guy. He really kind of wasn't.
He was just the guy that touches his beard.
Right, and
He
there's
was known for that, yeah.
and there's nothing wrong with touching the beard, you know. But it
Right.
was kind of like I didn't have a full appreciation for Jim Neidhart, like I do now, obviously knowing his history and whatnot.
Did
But
he ever hold a singles belt?
I don't think so.
no, but
Oh.
you know, some guys don't.
He
need
was
to.
he was a tag team wrestler.
He's actually, and he's local. He's from Orange County, I think. So Jim Neidhart is. So,
Is he?
Yeah, he was a. You know, I don't know if you guys know, he had like a shot put, like whether
Oh,
he was
yeah,
in the
he was-
Olympics or whatever.
he was,
He did that at a high school. I don't know if he was San Clemente or
That sounds
he
familiar.
was somewhere in the OC though.
That was
So
from that Total Divas episode, I think, right? Where like she tries to teach someone, she breaks
he was
the
trying to teach
windshield.
Lana how to
and
do it.
Lana
Yeah, yeah.
threw
Oh,
it on
gosh.
a car
Right.
windshield.
So
He was
no,
great on Total Divas.
so he was a legit shot putter, and
Right.
you know he had his whole career, and he started out here in California. But yeah. So again, so I would argue that
Mhm.
I think more than anything, I mean, yeah, Jim and Brett won titles, but I mean, that group and what they were able to do and the heel heat that Bret Hart and the Hart Foundation had during that time. When you look at, I believe the pay-per-view was In Your House, Canadian Stampede, where the house was going nuts and the building was shaking for Austin Shamrock, the Road Warriors, and I'm forgetting the other one in that, against the Hart Foundation. That was a match. That was a great match. And then you had the family come in the ring after.
Mhm.
For you to say, sir, no, for you to say that more people talk about Jim Neidhart and Brett compared to the other group, the group as a whole, I would disagree. But
Tag team wrestlers always mention.
I was also wondering,
The
how
original.
how was it that Pillman became an honorary member?
I don't remember.
so
Yeah.
he wasn't part of the family, which I always thought was weird. He's not Canadian. He played for the Cincinnati Bengals, and I think he played in college in Ohio and whatnot. But I think he was he's a guy who trained in the dungeon. I hear that a lot, and with Stu Hart and all them. I don't hear a whole bunch of stories where like he had some long training or like years and years in the dungeon, but it was enough to be within that group or within that family. But
Maybe they just
yeah,
liked him.
it did seem random, and it always felt random. But they wouldn't have put him in there if they didn't think he belonged. So
Right.
you know, it's the same reason why I'm sure if Jericho and Benoit were at the top of their game in their prime during that time, they would have been in the Hart family too, because they were from that dungeon landstorm as well. So yeah.
All right, and you're the host. Should we go to commercial break? All right, so when we return, we're going to talk about the rest of the class of 2019 and so much more. This is Beyond the Ropes takes over the Golden Spotlight.
Ethan, I'm going to throw a flying elbow at you.
We'll find out what happens.
Don't make me drop an elbow on you, damn
Are you
it.
looking for some free and
That'd be a way to
exciting
go out.
entertainment and prizes
Like,
all
God
along
damn
the
you.
state?
How dare you.
For all current students with a
I'm
valid
just
ID,
like,
and you can win prizes for just
Oh,
showing
see?
up. Check out longbeachstate.com
Tag team
students for
wrestling.
all of the
They
details.
always talk about
Go Beach.
Jim and Brett. I don't hear about.
That's, I mean, you're right.
You might
But
want to take a long
I'm
walk
not
on
saying
the
they
Great Wall
were
of
back.
China.
No, I know.
And get
I'm
a
just
full
saying
credit for it.
the
Study of our
iconic
office
kind
has
of
got your
duo.
back. Learn more
That's
about global opportunities.
I just don't-
Foundation is.
I just don't, I didn't grow up during that time, so it's hard to...
So no, I get your
Education about
perspective.
options include.
So when did you start watching?
Someone
Like, did
admitted
you start watching in the
options,
Attitude
semester
Era,
program.
or?
Yeah, I don't
Study
remember.
about
anything,
office
though.
was frequent.
I mean,
general
there's
No,
nothing
but
wrong
yeah.
with it. I don't really remember. That's why I'm watching half the stuff now,
Right.
because it's
You
kind
gotta
of
go
like,
back and watch everything and see.
but you know,
When I think of the Hart Foundation, I think it's a tag team.
right.
So
Really?
Like
why? Like what?
Box on 22
because
West Radio.
that's what gets highlighted. I think a
And
lot.
do you love rock
a lot
music?
more.
Where though? Like, I'm just
When you
curious. I
think
don't.
of when you hear
When you
tag
think
team
of
names,
greatest tag team,
when you hear greatest tag team,
if you're
Hart
talking about
Foundation.
yeah, I guess you're right.
Name of factions, it's like
And
the
yes,
group kind of gets lost in the shuffle. You hear
Whatever
about
decade
NWO,
it is, like,
DX.
we'll have
When
it
you hear-
here.
Yeah, in a way, that's right. I
Every
mean,
Wednesday night,
Nothing,
Yeah.
you know.
I mean, I
22
listen to
West Radio.
Austin's podcast a lot and different things like that. So he refers to,
He refers to the group.
well, he refers to the tag team, but
The
he
tag
does
team, yeah,
but he does talk about the faction a lot and different things.
All right, we're back. All right, we're back right here on Beyond the Ropes takes over the Golden Spotlight. I'm Ethan.
I'm Rob.
And I'm James, and I have not dropped an elbow on Ethan yet, but if he continues,
Let's
And
keep
my-
in mind, though, the reason why he's mentioning a high-flying move is because he's wearing his cruiserweight colors.
Oh,
my cruiserweight colors.
wow.
I wish I was a cruiserweight weight. That'd be great.
We still got an hour and a half so to you know.
205 live, James.
So we can see.
Mr.
Don't
205!
make me get on this desk.
We can see some moves here. We've got about an hour and a half still left on this special 2-hour kind of takeover show. We're talking about the Hall of Fame class of 2019 happening this Saturday in New York. I don't know any of the details. I haven't looked it up, but I'm sure you can find it somewhere. Just,
Go to the WWE Network.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I heard it was going to be on WWE.com. I don't know.
It'll be on the network. They usually do a
Yeah,
shorter
they usually
edited
do. Oh, I know there's
roundup on USA.
There's
so-
going to be a red carpet.
Oh yeah, they always do. You know, you gotta get those pre-shows in. So
A pre-show to the pre-show is going to happen
Yeah.
this year at
Yeah.
WrestleMania as well.
Did you hear about the Hall? Oh, okay, a Hall of Famer is talking smack about Kofi.
Yes.
wait, what?
Yes.
Um,
It's not right.
What's his name again?
Superstar Billy
There
Graham.
we go.
Oh, what did Billy Graham say?
Yeah, what is...
He just basically says Kofi's too skinny. Like, he's too small to be
Well,
champion.
Listen, Billy Graham, you were on steroids,
It's
sir.
And that's the dude that
19.
sold his ring, right?
I think he
sold
did
his Hall
sell
of
his
Fame
ring. Yeah,
Was it him or Jesse Ventura?
Jesse wouldn't have sold his ring. There's Jesse. I'm sure Jesse's in, but Jesse wouldn't have. Jesse has money. He doesn't need money.
Well, I think just two.
No, I mean,
Because I know he's had like back and forth.
yeah,
beef
no.
with the company.
Oh, for
but,
sure.
But yeah, I think Billy Graham too. Definitely sold his ring.
Billy Graham's off his rocker.
Yeah. So yeah, I kind of did see something about that, but anyway, let's get to some important news here. Not Kofi bashing because we're not about that.
Yeah, we're not about that. Even though, you were questionable last week, but.
Well, what do you mean? I was for Kofi.
Yeah, you were. I guess you were, but.
I was against the other match.
Yeah,
which
you were.
we'll talk about
You just
ne-
weren't being reasonable.
in the next
so.
hour. We'll talk about that, but because I made a complete 180 or
180 on
yeah,
one thing. So
180.
my apologies, Ethan.
We're good. Tori Wilson going in the Hall of Fame. I know Rob and I briefly talked about it when it was
Oh,
announced
yeah,
a few
Tori.
weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
She's never been a champion.
That's not true.
Wow.
I thought she was a women's champion once. I don't think she's ever. I think she.
I'm guessing, but I'm.
I guess they just stopped
pretty
putting the
sure.
poodle on her was enough.
She.
I feel like the poodle thing's not even. That poodle thing came later on in the.
It was
Oh,
like
it came
Renee
later on.
Dupree time.
They make a big deal about the poodle thing, but the
I'm
poodle
gonna
thing.
look-
It
I'm gonna
made
look
it
it
in the
up, 'cause-
video game, remember?
She was
Really?
It made it in the video game.
Oh,
one
it might have
time.
been
I
like
don't
what
remember that.
SmackDown 3 or something. I think.
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
I was like, really?
Mm.
The dog makes it in the game.
What I mean, what for the entrance? Or?
Okay,
Yeah.
so here we go. In the WWE, she won the Golden Thong Award in 2002.
Was that a slammy?
I have no. It says Golden Thong Award.
I think it was just a statue of butt. Like,
She won the Gooker Award in 2003 in the feud with Dawn Marie, and those are her accomplishments.
Cooker's like a Thanksgiving
So
thing,
she's
right?
yes, she's
The
never,
gobbledygooker?
yeah. So she's never been a champion, and I think she did an interview a few weeks ago where she kind of explained that she doesn't really care about that.
Yeah, but she was in Playboy now.
She was in
Like
Playboy
twice, so
Yeah, I mean she did what she was. What she needed to do.
she wasn't brought on originally to be a wrestler. So
She did what she was supposed to do, what she was told to do, and
I would-
I think she did it.
female
I would
to
say
have, like-
she exceeded whatever expectation there was originally
Yeah.
for.
I agree, and I think there's been lesser qualified people to go in the Hall of
Exactly.
Fame, so I think
Right.
it's totally fine. I do agree with Rob with Molly Holly that probably should have gone in this
Yeah.
year.
Okay, can we talk about
Yeah, let's go.
okay, so the Molly Holly thing. Nothing against Molly Holly.
Mhm.
I think she had it post a pre WWE run before she came into WWE. All I remember her for was for Crash.
Mighty
She did
Molly.
Tough Enough, but then she was
was
with
Mi-
Crash and Hardcore Holly. And then she did the
She did the
superhero
Hurricane.
gimmick.
Mighty
Yeah, I
Molly.
remember
Yeah.
that.
She shaved her head.
She
Yeah.
shaved her head. She took one for the team. But I mean,
That was kind of a big deal at the time.
she probably won
She
more
was a champion.
championships than
She-
Tori.
Oh,
But
yeah, she was a.
And then I'm not
Three
sure,
time
but I think she was like Natalia, where they asked her to train people sometimes.
yeah,
occasionally.
no. See, I feel like when people bring up Molly Holly and they
She's
say,
kinda
"What about
behind the
Molly Holly?" I feel it was
scenes, yeah.
more behind the scenes stuff, and there's nothing wrong with it. Should she
Yeah.
go in? Sure, not a problem.
She'll
I
go in
would-
eventually.
But is she the first name that comes to mind for me? No. What about Victoria?
Oh,
Yeah, she's
Who's from Ontario? Who's from
And
Southern
she should have
California
retired
as
in WWE, not.
well,
like,
she's doing this retirement tour this
yeah,
year.
it should've
So
been
is she
WWE.
retiring? I actually talked to her at the ESPY. She
That's
was a
right.
sweetheart.
You did. You
Yeah.
did talk to her.
She was a sweetheart.
Should have asked her about
It-
AEW.
It seems like
She
she's.
wasn't around then.
It seems like she's on the outs from WWE, at least in recent years.
It's probably more because she's still active.
She was
than
like the
anything
girl
else.
Stone Cold, especially with those knee things.
No, yeah.
Well, the look, a little bit, yeah.
It's probably more because she's still. There's no story in which there's no reason why
Right.
she wasn't, other than when she's in TNA. Of course, she's not going to get inducted in.
Well,
she's
well,
still on this independent run.
The thing is, she wasn't at the first pay-per-view. Women's
What?
pay-per-view.
Oh,
She wasn't
right.
at the Rumble
Well,
last year.
Yeah, but
They kind of brought everyone back.
well, right, but she's still doing indies. I mean, there's no rumor or gossip though.
Right. No,
There's
I'm not
never,
saying she did anything wrong or
Right.
anything. I'm just saying there
No,
might.
There has to be something, or
Right.
whatever the case may be.
I think
I
there
mean,
was a meme she made where she put her head, Tori's head, and I think Candice Michelle's head.
Oh, yeah, she put
on
that on her.
Champions.
On her.
no, I just think the thing with Victoria, I mean, she
should go in. She's
not.
phenomenal.
I mean, when you look at the women who have gone in, they're making a point to get 1 or 2 in every year.
Mhm.
When you look at who it is, Ivory,
I
Trish.
didn't really get to follow that Prince Stevie storyline.
What are you talking about?
Remember, there was a time where Steven Richards was like her lackey.
Yes.
I
I
think I
briefly-
slightly remember that.
I briefly, yeah.
So the point I'm making is all these women who had been retired for some time, Trish, Beth, Ivory, she's still active. You gotta let it. And when I did talk to Victoria, there was no ill will against WWE or anything like that. She didn't hint at anything. And I asked her some WWE questions and stuff. Asked her about Charlotte and the women's evolution, whatever everyone wants to call it. She was very. From my takeaway she was very positive about the whole thing and never had anything bad to say about them or WWE. So she'll get in.
She seems like a positive person.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So next up we have the Honky Tonk Man, the longest reigning Intercontinental
Mhm.
Champion. That's
No,
about all he's done.
Does he still have the record? I thought someone beat it like within the last year.
Nope.
Oh.
He has the longest reigning.
I thought someone got close. Someone probably got close.
Miz got close.
I
And
want.
then he lost it.
I
So,
want to say he beat it. We're not. Okay.
I'll look it up, but just to double check. But I don't think his record has been broken yet.
Well, okay. So I think he deserves to go in. I mean, when you look at how long he's been, how long of a run he had, he was the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion.
I still feel
He
like
had a gimmick.
if
so.
Jericho ever gets Hall of Fame, they could put IC on his
We have
ring.
some viewers out here.
Hey y'all.
Oh, wow.
There's
hello,
one. All
hello.
right.
Alright. Yeah, so Honky Tonk Man. Let's see. He has championships.
I'm pretty sure the Miz beat him. Why would they not have Miz beat him?
He won a number of titles outside of WWE.
Did he?
Yeah,
well,
a bunch of like.
he's a Tennessee boy.
Yeah, North Atlantic titles.
And he's cousins, whether they admit it or not, with Jerry Lawler. So that Memphis promotion, I'm sure he probably had some titles through there. I mean, there's no question. I think he deserves to go in. Is he the greatest wrestler of all time? I think that was part of his gimmick. Nah, I don't think so. But
He still has
only
longest reign. At
Only in
400.
his day he would have like kept on going, but like in this day, like it's hard to like stay looking as a lookalike of somebody.
Oh yeah,
Oh, for sure.
It wouldn't last today. His longest reign was 454 days.
so he still has it.
He still has it. The shortest reign is Dean Douglas with 11 minutes.
Sick.
That's sad.
The
14.
oldest winner is actually Ric Flair, and he held
Yeah.
it for 205 days. The youngest winner is Jeff Hardy for 224 days. Big Show was the heaviest champion at 441 pounds, and the lightest champion was Rey Mysterio at 175. Just a little Intercontinental Champion history. Oh, and Jericho has the most reigns at 9, which will probably be surpassed by The Miz.
And the first Intercontinental Champion was Pat Patterson.
Yes, I was gonna. There he is, right there.
Off the
Although,
top of my head.
does WWE acknowledge Jericho's New Japan
No, they don't.
Intercontinental?
No,
They-
it just
no,
has
they
9.
don't, but
That's
I
a
mean-
different title, technically.
But Jericho can still definitely
He's still-
show up tomorrow and like be welcome, no problem.
Probably.
Oh no, he mentioned he's on the
Oh, yeah.
blacklist now.
Apparently, no
Yeah.
WWE superstars can appear on his podcast now.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, I'm not surprised by that. I mean, yeah, you're working for the other company now. But
Yeah, I know. I see that on Twitter, and everybody's like, "Oh, WWE's being
Yeah, I
so,
mean,
like
it's
so,
kind of-
no, like he's working."
if
for
he
the
was on
competition.
if WCW still around, he was working for
They
WCW.
even asked.
then
I
no.
think I haven't even checked to verify, but they asked for his videos of him to be out of up down down, like take them
Oh,
down.
really? Who asked for that?
WWE, I guess.
Uh,
They're like,
I mean,
take out all Jericho
it
stuff.
makes sense. He's working for the competition.
But
right
can
now.
they control
But
up down
no,
down?
I would say no.
It's
that's
it's
the
run by
thing.
them.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, maybe now it is. Yeah.
It's run by them. No, like, Xavier Woods, I think, even said like it's kind of a WWE.
Machine.
I mean, it's
The
his. It's-
machine is behind it.
It's his, but they're
Wow.
backing it,
Right.
so
right.
they're able to like do other stuff with it. But yeah, I don't blame them. He's working for the competition. Once he's done
Yeah.
with that, he'll be fine. Next up in the Hall of Fame, we have another tag team, Harlem Heat. Booker T will be going in for the second time, and his brother Stevie Ray will be joining him for the first time as a tag team.
I think it's great. I think it's
10 WCW tag team titles. I
was
believe.
it 10? Okay, I was gonna say I don't. Okay.
I remember hearing that, so I believe it was 10.
No, I mean that probably sounds about right. I mean they're good. It's just I think it just had been so long before we even saw Stevie Ray until Booker T went into the Hall of Fame. I mean
Mhm.
their relationship wasn't even all that great
Right, it wasn't until
leading
I
up
think,
to till that
Yeah,
moment.
until
Right. So I mean it's great. I know Stevie Ray is kind of ran with that moment, and he has his own radio show or whatever. He does talk about wrestling and whatnot. But so he's back in the picture.
I thought that was Taylor.
I don't
No.
know if
I mean, it's good for him. Obviously,
It's good
Booker
for
will be
him.
going in twice, so that's really good for him. Booker still has his wrestling promotion, as well as his radio show.
just had his last match not too long ago.
Right, so he's doing well. So I mean, it's good for them.
Well deserved. Anytime Booker T gets acknowledged for anything, it's always a great moment. So
Absolutely.
I hear Ono is going to reality of wrestling.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
For like a
Oh,
one-off
really?
show?
Yeah.
That's cool. such a shame Sherry isn't alive to be there for this, because she was a manager, Sensational
Yeah.
Sherry. So she was their manager for a while, at
Right.
least. Next up, we have Brutus Barber Beefcake, who
the barber
didn't get a video package at all, or even a mention on
No,
Monday Night-
which was great. I'm sorry to cut you
hilarious.
off.
Go
but
ahead.
It was
No,
so good because I follow a few different YouTubers who
Ah.
were into wrestling stuff, and one of them pointed out, like, this has to be an April Fool's joke, right? Triple H tweeted out that Brutus was going in, and it kind of made me. I had to do a double take and make sure that Triple H account was verified. I think there is definitely some intentional with the April Fool's thing in there. Brutus Beefcake is a legend. He's out there, but he's still going to these autograph signings. He had Hogan sign a bunch of photos, and
He was at Hogan's Beach the other day, I think, for
as I heard him and Hogan were not good. Hogan has stayed away from him because I think he might have even been putting Hulk's signing as Hulk Hogan, and then going to these autograph signings to add his signature on the pictures of them
this
together.
is like Virgil when he was having
That's
problems
right.
with Virgil.
it's almost like that. Yeah, for sure.
Well, no, I think he was recently at Hogan's Beach. So.
He might have been.
Yeah, I think they probably mended.
Even if they didn't, I wouldn't be surprised if Brutus showed up just to show up and took a picture. Like, it doesn't mean that
There
they're
was
on
an official signing, I think.
Right.
So let me check it out here. Here we go. He even shared it. Hogan shared it on Saturday.
Oh, okay.
So there's a picture.
Yeah,
There's a picture.
All right, fair enough.
So that's good for them. Some people thought Brutus shouldn't be going in.
Oh, no. He should
Again,
definitely go in. Do you think he should go in?
Sure, why not?
Sure.
If you contributed something to the company, why?
I mean, he had the barbershop, and when a lot of moments did come from his show.
I think they're trying to find balance, like people from that era too. Every time there's a class.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's iconic moment with Shawn Michaels and Marty Jannetty.
Through the barbershop window.
That was barbershop. So
is that enough alone to get him in the Hall of Fame? No.
No, but he was with Hogan as well.
Right, and I think he did. He did ride Hogan's coattails quite a bit, but I think he did main a WrestleMania or one of the big 4 pay-per-views back in the day against Hogan or something like that. He was in the Dungeon of Doom as the Zodiac.
That's
I think.
right.
So the first VHS tape I had, and I would say the first my earliest WCW memory is uncensored. It was actually on Eric Bischoff's podcast. They talked about it. I don't remember the year, but it was uncensored. That was the name of the pay-per-view.
Mm-hmm.
And it was, I think the first match on that card was Diamond Dallas Page, before he was over, against Beefcake, who was going by the name The Booty Man.
That's funny.
Good times.
That is hilarious.
94 maybe.
Yeah, that would make sense.
was
Was that
second.
everyone? Did I get everyone? I'm trying to remember.
I
I'm trying
think
to pull up the list. But I
think
think I got
you got-
everyone except the Warrior Award participant, which
who is just drop the name. We don't
I
have to
forget her name.
Yeah.
That's
I
why
also
that's why.
heard the studio,
Yeah.
WWE Studios got a new BP.
Did they?
Yeah.
I heard they were moving out of that Titan Tower
They're
studio.
moving out of Titan
Wow.
Towers so they could, I think, move all their stuff together.
into one. What,
Like
the
the
studio and the
studios
wrestling
and-
stuff?
Yeah, so put it all together. Because right now it's kind of.
I mean,
separate.
if they really do own that whole building, I'm like,
Did their movies actually
what
hit
more
theaters
room do you
now?
need?
I'm sorry.
Do their movies finally hit theaters now? Not just
No, I mean,
The
they-
Page movie did.
Okay.
It
No,
Page
that one
exceeded
don't count.
it.
That one's with The Rock.
Yeah,
though,
that-
But
right?
it was at
Yeah.
WWE Studios.
Yeah,
It
but
was.
But it didn't,
But once you
It
get
made money.
10 or whatever. Did
once
it?
you
It made
get
money.
association with The Rock, though, I mean that's.
I mean,
It made
yeah,
money.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
part of it, for sure. But, I
Right.
mean,
But
I think, so, I don't know how much we'll talk about the John Oliver thing, but I'll mention it now.
oh yeah, we could do it. Now.
The only, again, it was like 20 minutes long or something.
Well-
I didn't get to watch all of it. The part I do remember, and the reason why I'm bringing this up is because they were talking about how WWE does make movies or has the studio, and they were naming off some of the movies, and then they went, the Marine 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think it went all the way up to 7. I don't know if they're really at 7.
No, they're at 6.
Okay, he might have been. Okay, it was at 6, but it was still like I was just kind of like, okay. So it's literally like WWE Studios. Really, the whole. It's more of just the Marine series than you have your Austin movies back in the day.
Yeah.
What is it? The See No Evil Kane movie. It was probably
They did 2 of them.
They did 2 of them. Was Kane in both?
Mm-hmm.
Was he? I never watched them, but
I didn't either.
I didn't see the second, but the Marine one, I think even
The
Ted
Cena
DiBiase-
The first one made it to theaters.
with
I
Cena,
saw it.
yeah.
And
With
The
Cena.
Condemned, which was Austin's movie.
Yeah, which was
that was his
awesome.
first
Mhm.
movie. I saw that at theaters
DiBiase's
too.
the only one that's not part of the
Oh,
company.
12 rounds. 12 rounds. The first one made it, I
Oh,
think.
yeah.
12 rounds.
That
That's
was
the
Orton?
Orton?
No, that was Orton. No,
Oh,
the first
Austin
one was
wasn't
Cena.
in
The
it.
first one was
Oh, okay.
Cena. Second one was Orton, I think.
Yeah.
They made 2 or 3 of those.
See, I can do that. Like, I couldn't be like, Cena didn't want to do number 2, so.
Same
about
thing with
you?
the Marine.
I mean,
It's a Mrs. franchise now.
it's almost,
essentially.
for sure. I mean, what, Cena was in the first one, and then.
DiBiase was the second one. DiBiase
right.
Jr.
That's right. he
And then
was,
Miz
huh?
did 3 through now 6.
Yeah.
And you'd had like Shawn Michaels and Becky Lynch in the last one. You had like
That's right.
Maurice and Naomi and
Oh,
Bo
really?
Dallas and Curtis Axel in the 5th one.
So you watch these, huh?
No, I just remember. No, I bought the
Never seen
first.
this.
Okay,
The
no
third
worries.
one.
I'm not making funny.
The third one was at Dollar Tree. I got it at Dollar Tree.
That's a good. I'm not gonna knock you for that.
I've been looking for the 4th one.
Is
I
that the
think
one that
that's-
Cena stars in? Because
No,
that makes
it's
sense.
a Miz.
Oh.
No, Cena's is already.
No, you gotta get
Yeah.
Cena. I'll say at Blockbuster, but R.I.P. though.
No. I think the second one is like at Big Lots too. I see that one all. The first 2
Oh,
are
Big
Big
Lot,
Lots.
yeah, where it's,
Like
it's in
$3,
that.
$5.
It's in that $3 bin.
The $3 bin, $5 sometimes, but $3 usually. But yeah, the John Oliver thing essentially, for anyone listening,
Right.
was John Oliver discussing health insurance and how WWE is not providing health insurance for their superstars because
Which has
they're-
always been the case, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah, correct. Which because they are independent contractors, they're not
Mhm.
officially employees yet. They can't wrestle anywhere
Right.
else. They're exclusive to WWE. So there was a huge discussion. It created talk amongst some of the wrestlers outside of the WWE. Obviously, current superstars
Right.
probably don't want to be talking about
Right,
that.
right. So I'm assuming this is like Cody Rhodes and Colt Cabana and the Young Bucks and
Cody, yeah,
all them.
some of those guys. Gail Kim, I think, mentioned it too.
Okay.
So, former employees, you know.
Right.
But yeah, I'm like, my first thought of it was, it's WrestleMania week. No, everyone's gonna forget about this. If you're trying to start a conversation,
Right.
do it
Turning back
after-
out.
It's
do it-
kind of like you're almost trying to do it
you're
to
burying
go
it
on the momentum, but in a
It
But
kind
then
of got
it's
CM Punk's
WrestleMania.
attention.
Oh yeah, CM Punk actually commented on it too. He said something on
well,
Twitter.
the
Yeah, I
last
didn't
time the
understand what
insurance
that word meant.
the insurance the last time the insurance thing was brought up was because of CM Punk, I'm sure,
Oh yeah, I'm definitely sure.
or maybe it's Mick Foley that I'm thinking of.
I'm
But.
sure it might be brought up again if AEW actually goes through with. I think they wanted to do this.
Right, but I bet you at the same time that's not going to be a reason people jump over there. You know what I mean?
Oh no, I think,
So.
however, it'll probably entice some superstars,
Yeah,
and
for
it'll
sure, for
entice
sure.
WWE. Well, now we kind of have to be forced to keep some of our guys happy.
It'll make them talk about it. I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure the John Oliver thing will will lead them to talk about it.
WWE did respond and say,
Oh, they did?
They invited John Oliver to WrestleMania this weekend to show him that they're not as bad as he made them out to look.
Yeah,
So,
I have to.
Kind of
watch
a PR.
Well,
thing.
which was kind of interesting too, though, because he admitted in the video, like he was very upfront. He's like, I like pro wrestling. I
Mhm.
watch pro wrestling. He said, oh, all these awesome moments, and he showed Edge spearing Mick Foley through the
Oh,
flaming table.
that's
He
right.
did show Shane going off of jumping off the cage. He did show.
He showed the
of-
intense stuff. Yeah.
Right, and he said, "Oh, all this stuff is awesome." So he admitted to liking it and all this other stuff. But I mean, yes, at the end of the day, should they have health insurance? Yes, but do these wrestlers and athletes? I still call them athletes. Do they know what they're signing up for? Yes.
Yeah, that was kind of my thing on it as well. I guess we should take our next commercial break of the hour. This is a special Beyond the Ropes Takes Over, the Golden Spotlight. When we return, we'll talk about anything else we want to talk about. We'll talk about Ronda Rousey, because
Awesome.
she made an interesting video for
Yes.
April Fools. So we will be back on this special edition of the Golden Spotlight, Beyond the Ropes Takeover.
Affordable, professional, and located on the second floor of the USU. Electric Hair has all of your nail and hair needs covered. For an appointment, call 562-958-4522. That's 562-958-4522.
One of my buddies is listening. He just responded about Beefcake. He did have a few
This
His matches
broadcast
look
is
perfect.
brought to you by the Osher Lifelong
it's
Learning
perfect.
Institute, or
Yeah.
Ollie. as Sam
I don't
Logan.
know.
Then again,
I don't think I've ever
50
seen
and
a
older.
Brutus
It was
Institute
again.
match, so I
offers
don't
more
know.
than
Yeah,
60
exactly.
non-credit classes in 8-week sessions, both on campus or at a satellite location. Ollie is designed for the joy of learning with like-minded
Yeah, but
adults.
there's always like that
There are
one
no
every year.
tests, no grades.
People question, should they be
Learn
in the Hall
more,
of Fame?
age less.
Like,
with
well,
Ollie.
they contributed.
Osher
Yeah, I
Lifelong
mean,
Learning
Why not?
Institute.
Who cares?
For more information, visit
It's a WWE Hall of Fame. It's not an official, like, wrestling
Ollie, O-L-L-I.
Hall of Fame.
Go Beach.
Yeah, I
It's still,
mean,
you recognize them for what they did, I guess.
Yeah.
Bonjour tout le monde. Is this what you think French music is? Just the chords
Were you-
and
were
waltz?
you here
Or you walk?
when I said this, I think that was
My name
yeah.
is
I think when we were doing the
It
Golden
is
Spotlight, I said this.
Francois, and I'm
Is this
your
like
host
a
along with
WWE
my lovely
promo? I thought he was playing a
co-host,
Oh, yeah,
promo.
I did it last week.
Yeah,
Yeah, you said
aka
that.
Yeah, I'm like, is this
And
Renee
we are
Dupree or what? I'm like, what?
Radio.
What is this?
Bringing you
is
SoCal,
this?
CSULV, and 22
What did I
West
sign up
Radio.
for?
All French or French themed music. The good, the bad.
I
the
swear
old,
this is like a
and the
Renee
new,
Dupree
as
promo
well as
or the
info
model or
on
something.
French
This is
Club,
so.
and anything related to the French culture.
When it goes,
Join us for
It just-
Thought
it turns to 180.
in Reality.
Yeah.
When they
For
switched to
an unforgettable
Sylvain
time.
Grenier's character.
Tune in every Tuesday.
Wait,
from
who is that?
9
Isn't
to
that
10
That's
the?
one of the
Après,
loudest
one of us.
ones.
chers amis,
Oh, he's the other dude.
bonsoir,
Yeah.
Au revoir. Yours truly, Francois.
Francois. I don't want to make fun of it though, because they might hear about it. That was bad.
22 West's longest running sports show comes to you every Saturday at 9 a.m. Pacific. Tune in to get all the latest from the NFL.
Yeah, the Jaguars usually play well in London.
Why is it that they go over there are there that many Jaguar fans? Like,
I don't know.
are there Blake Bortles jerseys flooding the streets by Big Ben?
All the latest from fantasy football.
Carry-on Johnson, man. Great pick in the draft, it looks looking like.
Yeah, they got their heads out of their butts and gave him the ball.
Giving it to LeGarrette Blunt.
Yeah.
Stop it already.
you saw the
It's not
good
good
sacks
anymore.
video, right?
He is good to punch in touchdowns at the goal line. That's
Yeah.
about
Yeah,
1 yard in a cloud of dust.
The one you shared,
Half
yeah.
a yard in a cloud
Yeah,
of
I
dust.
watched it.
Every Saturday on
I kind of thought it was
22 West
serious at
Radio
first. That's why I said
9
I'm going into this
Pacific.
thinking
I thought she was
this
actually playing at first. I was like,
Oh, I know.
On
Yeah.
She said April
Radio.
Fool later on.
Follow us on Instagram.
Like, yeah, that was too good to
Sport.
probably
We'll see you next week. Bench your binds.
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
And we are back on this special edition of Beyond the Ropes Takes Over the Golden Spotlight. I'm Ethan.
I'm Rob.
And I'm James.
And Ronda Rousey in the headlines again for a different reason.
A few headlines, I'm sure.
A few headlines,
Yeah.
but one I thought was kind of ridiculous. It was actually semi-entertaining, I thought.
Yeah.
Where she and her husband posted a video on her, I guess,
That was on our website? Or?
on her website, yeah, the RondaRousey.com, I guess, site, and she said she kind of wanted to clear up some rumors about
Mhm.
her after WrestleMania. Everybody's always asking, what's she gonna do after WrestleMania? Is she gonna stay with the WWE, or is she gonna move on and start a family like she's been rumored to want? Well, she said she's gonna become a saxophone player, or she is one, and she's gonna go. You know, she's a sax addict, apparently.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty funny.
And they interviewed a bunch of WWE superstars, from Alexa Bliss to, I think, she was performing saxophone in front of the Riot Squad.
And Braun.
Braun, Paul Heyman and Elias were sitting in the locker room.
Right,
That's
yeah,
that's the famous.
right.
That's Paul Heyman line. You know, Travis Brown called me and said. She's a sax. What is it? A sax
addict.
And
Yeah,
he
that's
was
right.
like, he was all excited, and then he's like, "Oh, you said sax addict.
Right.
I thought you meant." And Elias was, yeah, it was.
I thought it was pretty.
It was pretty entertaining. But obviously, Ronda Rousey making fun of the rumors going around about her future with the WWE and sports entertainment after WrestleMania next week. We're going to spend the next hour talking about Mania.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I guess we could talk about this since, why not? Do we think without any predictions or anything, do we think Ronda Rousey is going to stay, or is she going to take her break and leave?
I think WWE likes to deceive people and make them think so they could contradict what they think. So maybe her contract's a few months more than what they think, or
Okay.
a little bit of an extension. Who knows?
I think she'll stay. I mean, from the get-go, it's supposed to be this whole she's in it long term, yada yada yada. So
It's almost inevitable they team her with Paul.
I think so. I mean, I think
Possibly.
that video kind of hinted at that. I think before we get too much into it, I think especially because of the way the story angle is going on, and Ronda's kind of playing the heel. I think the point it could be said that video, the April Fool's video, showed that she is actually liked in the locker room. There's a common respect there, because when you're coming forward with a project and an idea to say, hey, let's loop in hey, Alexa Bliss, hey, Riot Squad, I think that said and showed a lot of what they think about her in that locker room and as a member of the WWE roster. So I think she's in it for the long run.
I think she's definitely well respected back there, especially she's been there almost every week for the last year. I mean,
and that's what was said from the beginning.
She was there
without saying Brock Lesnar. She said, "I'm planning on being here for every week, long term. This isn't the one time thing." And she's kind of kept. So I respect her more just for that alone.
Yeah, whether or not you like her, whether she's a good promo, whether she's a good wrestler, whatever. Aside from that, I think she's done well in the ring.
Right.
Her promos sometimes can be hit or miss, depending on what it is.
Yeah.
I think she can, when she's given good direction, she can cut a good promo. Because there's been a few, I think, that have been well done and well received.
And to me, I mean, I'm fine. I'm personally fine with that because she didn't go through the NXT training.
Right.
She didn't,
She just showed up on the main roster.
She just showed up. I'm sure she had some sort of,
I'm sure she's gotten some tips and pointers and all that.
Yeah, but
nothing, no official training.
You don't want. I almost like it because it doesn't come off as phony. It makes it real. I mean,
makes it
we know
realistic.
it's wrestling, real. We get it, but it makes it authentic. I would say so. There you go.
All right, so over the last few weeks or even months, there's been a few things, some consistency within unhappiness in the locker room.
What you talking
about? It started with the revival a few months ago.
Oh, right. Okay.
Try Dillinger was one. He got his release. Hideo Itami was another. He got his release. Over the last week, Naomi's been a recent, quote unquote, I guess, talker on Twitter.
I've seen some videos,
some
and
tweets.
about it. Okay.
She's been very unhappy. I think Lana, and Rusev have also kind of spoken about their unhappiness.
Well, just before we go any further with the with the Lana and Rusev thing, there was that initial report early on, I think once AEW was officially announced, and they tried to pin them on being disgruntled, but they came forward and said that they weren't. That could have changed, or that could have been the case. That could have just been a PR move on their part, but just to make sure that's out there, that they did kind of clean that rumor up, at least early on.
Yeah, definitely. It started 4 days ago when the women's match, the WrestleMania Women's Battle Royal, was announced last week, which we'll talk about in the next hour. But Trinity, who is also Naomi, made this tweet. Y'all sure this ain't going to get canceled too? By the way, thank you so much for the opportunity. So last Tuesday, there was supposed to be a fatal four-way, and I believe we talked about this on the show. There was supposed to be a fatal four-way between Naomi, Mandy Rose, Sonya Deville, and Carmella.
Yeah.
That ended up getting canceled for another women's title match.
Right.
Between Charlotte Flair and Asuka. I guess you can say it. Charlotte beat Asuka for the women's championship.
Yeah. Right.
So that fatal four-way never happened. It got canceled. I know Naomi's response was just a kind of the rolling eyes emoji. And obviously the other women were unhappy about it as well. And this has kind of led for Naomi to kind of just really speak her truth over the last few days. She's been responding to a lot of haters saying, you should be grateful for that. So she's kind of like the latest person on this kind of wheel that's been going around.
I think something that should not be forgotten in all this is you don't want to fall for the trap there, Ethan.
That's true.
Because
That's true.
we've seen this angle before, and you know where they're disgruntled, and that's part of it, and it's supposed to come off as real and to get us talking like we're doing right now. But
Absolutely.
she can easily be in the main event as that for that next pay-per-view right after WrestleMania, when you know they're gonna need a so just to throw that out there. But
That's a possibility.
I mean, yeah, she's kind of had that up and down kind of stop and start. She's had the title, she hasn't had the title. So
her last 2 WrestleManias have been good for her. She won the title.
wasn't she
2
not
years
in
ago.
them? Yeah,
She won the Battle Royal last year. So
the women's battle. That's right.
So she's had a few good Mania moments.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, the last 6 months or so, not much for her. She did the Mandy Rose storyline, which she was feuding with for a bit, but nothing major.
So, well, we can talk more about the women. Well, could we talk about the women's title situation based on the All-In? Like, based on the triple threat match, obviously, is...
Let's do it. We got a few minutes before we
jump
stop, and then we move.
Jump into hour number 2. So we'll leave them with a bit of a teaser or something to lead in here.
Absolutely.
My takeaway, I did watch the first hour of Raw, or the first couple minutes, when 70 said that, you know, I don't know if she said All In exact. I don't know if I'm just thinking All In because of AEW, but
she said
winner take all. So, which makes sense. So obviously they've changed plans and whatnot. They're going to unify the title. It sounds like, unless was I dreaming that part?
I don't think
the women's championships.
Did they say that, or was I dreaming
today.
that last part?
No, I don't think so. I don't think that's what it's meaning.
Well, winner takes all.
So last week. Again, as a recap, Charlotte beat Asuka for the SmackDown Women's Championship in a impromptu match. I guess to spice up the main event. Sucks for Asuka. You know, what are we gonna do?
But what were they? What were they really doing? What were they building?
They weren't gonna do anything, essentially. So
the match would have been on the pre-show anyways. I'm sure.
Exactly. So last night it was officially announced at the beginning of the show, as you mentioned. Stephanie McMahon came out. She said, "This Sunday it'll be the triple threat match. Winner takes all. The winner will get both titles." There was nothing said about it being unified or an undisputed or champion.
I think I was dreaming that part then.
No, but that's been said over the last week. Speculation, they're going to unify the titles, but that was not officially made. So I think...
Yeah, but they need a prize.
Or maybe I was talking to someone on Twitter about it.
They need it for both shows.
Yeah.
So I think it's just you carry both titles, you show up on both shows.
But I think the point the reason why I brought it up now when we did is because of the reason that I feel like with the tag team, the women's tag team title kind of come into the picture, and that's being defended on all brands. Why I can easily see where whatever time they're dedicating to a women's title, for example, on SmackDown or whatever, can go towards that tag team title. I know it's being defended on all of them. You can kind of use some of those other women to kind of support that tag team division. They're not fighting over 2 singles belts. You'd have the women's singles division kind of bounce around the same way the tag division is. That's my thinking.
Remember when the Alliance first came and Booker T had both the heavyweight and the United States, and he gave away the United States one to Canyon? What if
if they do that, they might as well get rid of the title, because you're devaluing one title. It would obviously be the SmackDown title, but then
the idea would be, what if they're like, okay, you won both, but now give up one. Which show do you want to be on?
I can see that, but
I feel like whoever wins is going to have both of them, and then they'll lose one of them.
Pay-per-view?
Either the next pay-per-view or something to...
That's one that'll be exclusive to that brand?
Right, because I feel like it's just done this way to make the main event bigger.
No, definitely, but I think my first thought when I did hear that was, this either is going to be a screwy finish, and no one's going to win the match, or someone's going to be put over and they're going to unify it, and...
Possibility.
So again, that's just my thought. I think, if you're gonna have them wear both titles, you're gonna pretty much unify the thing.
Who knows? Who knows what they're gonna do with this? It kind of changes every week what they want to do.
Yeah.
This whole SmackDown Women's Title match, or SmackDown Women's Title in the match was last minute. So
would you guys agree that it's better to have that title in the match rather than try to make a quick Asuka match and then you have it just...
I mean, technically, usually champions have a rematch clause. What
No, they're done with the rematch clause.
Oh.
Is that a thing?
When McMahon's took over in November or whatever,
Oh, really?
they came back. They said automatic rematch clauses are no more.
Oh, really? Yeah.
But they could do it where she.
I'm
earns
sure.
it.
Well, I mean,
Even though storylines for heels, they kind of.
Yeah, the storyline. Usually
they've done rematches.
The rematch clause is usually just something if they have nothing better to think of to make a storyline. But
yeah,
usually if you lose a title, you're not just gonna say, okay, I lost, and then leave. You're gonna have a rematch usually anyway. So
they still kind of fit it in. So
I mean, Shane got a tag rematch, right?
Here we go with the Shane stuff. We got 40 minutes in with that Shane
and
stuff,
R-Truth
and
needs
now
a belt. R-Truth needs a belt.
I have an interesting idea.
Thanks for reminding me.
Let's hear the idea.
We'll talk about it in the next hour. So this is a teaser. So we are done with this special edition of Beyond the Ropes Takes Over the Golden Spotlight right here on 22S Radio. However, we'll be back in just a few minutes to talk about more wrestling. It is the official Beyond the Ropes Wrestlemania Spring Break special.
A triple threat match between myself, Ethan, and Rob.
That's right. We're main eventing Beyond the Ropes as well. And Rob's going to put his title on the line because I'm not. So we'll be back in just a few minutes. Thank you for tuning in. Rob, you want to close out your show?
A 2-hour Broadway.
Yeah, we'll be back in a few minutes.
We'll be back in a few minutes. Stay tuned.
Just
right
don't change the dial.
We'll be right back on 22 West Radio.
Don't touch that dial.
22 West. We are 22S Radio. 22S Radio is 22smedia.com and 88.1 FM KKJZ HD3 Long Beach, Los Angeles.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, and now, our World Broadcasting Tag Team Champions of the World.
I'm Ethan.
I'm Rob.
And we have a special guest,
James Williams.
And this is the special Beyond the Ropes WrestleMania Spring Break Special Edition.
Yes, it is.
Right here on 22S Radio. We are currently on YouNow with the hashtag
Ask Questions.
And we are on Periscope, correct?
Yes, Periscope. You can follow me over at JHW Reporter to see the Periscope. Those who are on Periscope, I know someone just said, what's up? Hey, how are you guys doing? And you can also follow Rob and Ethan, if I'm not mistaken. Go ahead and drop your handles, guys.
On Twitter at EthanMV95 and
Rob Flores Media.
And we are also on Facebook, facebook.com/Beyond the Ropes, where we post predictions and additional content. Sometimes they're controversial, apparently. I post some stuff, but we'll see. On YouTube, just search up Beyond the Ropes, or you can search up Rob Flores Media, Rob's YouTube channel, where he posts several episodes of our show. We have over 77, correct?
Yeah,
or around 77 episodes. He just posted some last week or a few days ago, including James, who took over for me last year. So
it was a throwback, and it wasn't even Thursday, or maybe it was Thursday.
No,
when you shared that.
I think the show originally, right? Was it on
It was Thursday last
like...
week. It was Thursday last year. Yes.
Yeah.
But when did you share it? I'm trying to see if it was Throwback Thursday. But
no, I don't think it was.
It was a throwback nonetheless. So there you go.
Nevertheless, it was. Yes, there we go. This is our special again, WrestleMania Spring Break edition. This is Spring Break here, right here on the campus of Cal State Long Beach. So we came in just for you people.
So everyone likes to get crazy, or they have their definition of crazy on spring break, and for me, this is crazy.
Showing up to school is crazy.
Yeah.
That's for me. This is our spring break crazy.
For 2 hours of rain. Yeah. Some people like to party. Some people like to come and talk wrestling for 2 hours on the airwaves.
Obviously, if you were just joining us, we were just on the air for the Beyond the Ropes takes over the Golden Spotlight. Now we're here, second hour. This is all WrestleMania talk.
There you go.
There we go. Let's get into it. Last week, it was officially announced that there will be a WrestleMania Women's Battle Royal.
Wow.
Okay.
Somewhat controversial because some names that are in there probably shouldn't be in there, but nevertheless, you got to get everyone on the card somehow.
Yeah, gotta get that WrestleMania payday, but I think it does feel thrown together. I mean, all battle royals, I guess, feel thrown together, but
let me throw out some of the participants that are confirmed.
Okay.
Before we get into a full-on discussion, the Riot Squad members: Liv Morgan, Ruby Riot, and Sarah Logan. You have Mickie James, Nikki Cross, Sonya Deville, Zelina Vega, Dana Brooke, Carmella, Mandy Rose, Naomi, Lana, and Asuka are
What's the
confirmed.
prize?
They get a nice trophy that I don't think they even get to keep.
Oh, is that the one? Yeah.
That's the ugly looking trophy they had last year.
Was that the one that represented a?
It was supposed to be Fabulous Moolah.
Oh, and they scratched that.
They
That's
scratched it
right.
'cause it was
'cause
controversial, yeah.
Right. Fabulous Moolah,
So they just kept it WrestleMania Women's Battle Royal.
Right.
And those are the confirmed participants. I think we could all agree that Asuka shouldn't be in this match. She should have
Yeah,
had a bigger
definitely,
match,
yeah.
but
I mean, you can make the case that the Riot Squad shouldn't be for as week in, week out. They're
unfortunately they've been
they're
going
getting
lower in the
I mean, they're getting jobbed out. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, they're on the show. I mean, you know what I mean.
They could have been in the tag team match, but yeah. Everyone's on the show, and we could probably expect some NXT names as well.
Yeah.
None have been obviously confirmed. They're usually surprises. So there's not really a whole lot to talk about.
Do you have a? Do you think Asuka's gonna win? I'm thinking Selena Vega, just to kind of spice things up. There would be an interesting.
So we'll predict here right now. I guess we'll go through every match. We'll just predict as we're going along. So you're seeing Zelina Vega for this one.
Yes, I am.
Rob.
Carmella.
Of course.
I'm surprised you didn't say R-Truth, but.
Well, she's associated with R-Truth.
Well, I know, but.
So.
You know, R-Truth's
I'm not
gonna
surprised.
stand in the ring and then throw her out too. So why not?
Actually, I wouldn't mind that. That'd be hilarious. I'm gonna go with Asuka. She needs to win something. She needs something for this, and I think she'll go after that SmackDown Women's Championship after Mania. Once all this triple threat stuff is out of the way, I think they're gonna go.
Just to clarify, we'll get to it later. I was just curious, so I'm trying to remember who was on what show. Becky won the the Royal Rumble, which is why she's in this Raw angle.
Yes.
Correct.
So both Becky and Charlotte are officially SmackDown.
Oh, Charlotte
superstars.
is too. Okay,
She
but
is.
she has the McMahon support.
She had the McMahon
so-
support. She won the women's title last week, the SmackDown title.
Which would make sense why if Ronda grabs it, she can be on both.
Correct. So, all right. So the next match, I'm gonna go on different order than what Wikipedia is trying to tell me.
Okay.
By the way, there's probably gonna be like at least 2 more matches added that have not been confirmed.
It's on the pre-show.
There's a Raw tag team title match that was kind of teased yesterday, and then we have the SmackDown tag team titles, which have not been confirmed, which will likely happen tonight on SmackDown.
Yeah, you'll learn more about.
But I'll post all our predictions on our Facebook page again, facebook.com/Beyond the Ropes, and I'll go through and give all of our predictions there, and updated, I guess, on Saturday. We forgot to talk about NXT TakeOver, which we can just make online predictions, whatever.
Yeah.
Facebook predictions. Unless we have time here. But next up, Roman Reigns versus Drew McIntyre. Last night on Raw, Drew McIntyre once again stood tall. He attacked Reigns backstage.
I think I did see some of that.
The storyline here is Roman isn't what he used to be.
He's lost a step.
He's lost a step. He can't be a solo star anymore. And Drew's kind of been the dominant force, taking out Dean Ambrose, who apparently is officially done. He appeared after the show last night on Raw, but as far as on TV, he's not going to appear until his contract's up. So Drew McIntyre versus Roman Reigns. There's not a whole lot. I kind of mentioned what's been going on, but I got to go with Roman on this.
Go with Roman. Yeah, I mean, Roman.
They could do the swerve.
It's Roman. It's going to be Roman. I mean, there could be a swerve. You got to have some swerves in the card, which I think leads your point on there may be some changes Saturday when you really kind of look at the card again and try and figure out where those swerves will be. But yeah, I'll go with Roman.
Drew.
Yeah, I'm not hating that prediction.
There's not that many gimmick matches though. Like,
they'll make them up. They'll make one.
Oh, those tag team matches are.
Can you imagine they add one of those piñata ones? Those ones.
Piñata on a pole.
Oh dear.
No, the cage one, the little one where they put someone.
Oh, the shark cage.
Yeah, that's a decent type.
But they have no reason to put anyone in a shark cage.
Yeah, where'd you get the piñata from?
Well, like if anybody has interference, like let's say Finn Balor's match.
Oh, but there's an added layer already to that match that they added last night, which we'll get to. Which
it sounded like a transition to me into that match.
I guess we could get to it now. Yeah, it's actually mid-card match. Why not? The Demon is
Yeah.
coming to WrestleMania.
Mhm.
Confirmed last night.
We talked about that last week.
It's happening. It's official
Mm.
now. They've already have the graphics.
Yeah.
Finn Balor's totally winning that Intercontinental Championship.
No, yeah, I would probably agree with that. The storyline's kind of going back and forth a little.
You
They're
know.
swapping the titles and stuff way too much. But
Speaking of WrestleMania, don't you think that like when someone changes their look, they should keep it secret until they actually supposed to show up at the pay-per-view?
yeah, but it's not.
Bray Wyatt, did you see
What do you mean?
his haircut and a tattoo on the back of his neck?
No, but I also heard him and JoJo were having a baby.
That's
Oh,
right.
yeah.
That's some breaking news there too.
Yeah.
That's ESPN, but whatever.
Oh my. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, we don't have a noise for breaking news here,
There you go.
unfortunately. So,
Well, pull that soundbite. and
That
then
was
we can-
easy.
I don't know, whatever this
that
is.
was the easy button.
That's
easy
the
button.
only thing
That wasn't
There you go.
easy. That wasn't easy. Yeah. No, it was kind of expected that Finn was going to do the
The
demon.
demon thing,
So
yeah.
if he loses, that ruins the entire demon. So
Yeah, he hasn't lost with the demon thing, right? Which I
not
think is
on
why
main
they-
roster. He lost it once in NXT against
Did he?
Samoa Joe,
Okay.
which
Yeah,
that was
I
kind of
think
a
I
send
remember
off.
that.
So it
Yeah.
made sense.
Did you make a pick?
For
The Intercontinental Championship match: the Demon Finn Balor versus Bobby Lashley.
man, every time he puts paint, he wins. How interesting would it be if something different happened? Like maybe
You never know.
Undertaker, like
What?
decides to like
I don't think Undertaker's going to show up for that match.
Not for
I
that.
don't know, because that's another thing. It's like it's become predictable. Oh, he puts on paint, he's supposed to win.
That ain't no problem. I think
I mean,
people
yes,
like
and-
Finn, so
I mean, yeah, but I
Yeah.
think at the same time, I mean, it's gonna happen. He's gonna lose in the paint sometime. So
eventually it'll happen. I just don't think it should happen now.
yeah,
It should be for like the world title if he loses.
I mean, we always need some shockers the night after.
we could talk about that at
Yeah,
the end
we
of the
can.
predictions. But I think,
All right. So who do you have
yeah, make a
for?
pick.
for
Well, I think he said it's predictable
Yeah.
that
It's predictable. It's always predictable.
So you're going
Same
with
Just
thing.
because
Finn.
he puts the paint on.
say your name.
So I guess Finn, but something happens
not
to him
convinced.
after.
You're not convinced.
You want
Whoa.
after? Okay.
If
well,
so, that's
all
where
right.
you're picking your swerve of the night.
All right.
Okay.
For the United States Championship, I think this match might get changed, but who
The
knows?
United States.
Oh, they need more people in that
Samoa Joe versus Rey Mysterio. Don't say our truth. 'Cause
Why do
it's
they
not going to
need
be
more
our
Yes,
truth.
yes, yes.
No,
You add
wait,
more people.
wait,
Our
no.
Truth wins
why
it.
why does there need to be more people?
Because if he puts the muscle buster, Ray is injury prone.
Yeah, so
Anyone's injury prone.
Ray in particular, he's made of like bubble gum or rubber or something.
He's not in this.
he's a little older, but
I feel like Andrade
Oh, the
might be
muscle
added.
buster will end his career.
No.
he has
Joe's-
bad knees, not a neck.
Joe
He will if Joe gets him.
Joe doesn't hit muscle busters anymore.
Joe's safe.
I think Andrade is going to be added to this match.
Really?
Because tonight it's going to be Andrade versus Mysterio. I feel like he might beat Mysterio, and that might put him in that match.
Is that a stipulation, or you just think?
No, I'm just making an assumption.
That could be said, but I think there can also be a screwy finish. There could be a screwy finish with Rey Mysterio coming in on Raw and challenging Drew McIntyre. Well, Drew McIntyre has a match, so that was kind of
Why
against
is
Corbin.
there
It
no
was Corbin.
submission only
Never
match?
mind, scratch that then.
Why is there no submission only match?
Because
I mean,
you don't need that. You don't need it.
yeah, you know,
At least Kurt.
I mean,
and
he'll win by
Corbin.
submission. Well,
Yeah, almost
actually,
gives it away.
I've got something to say about that. But I'm gonna go with Samoa Joe retaining.
Yes.
Yay. Simone, Joe, and who again? Oh, and Ray?
Ray.
Yeah, at this point.
We're all
I
in
think-
agreement there?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
Ray.
So Samoa Joe will retain. The Andre the Giant Memorial Battle
Oh,
Royal.
truth.
Hold on, I
Lord.
got a list of superstars I need to pull up.
Who will all
While he's
lose
looking
to
at
R-Truth.
while he's looking at the list, what is this obsession with R-Truth? I love R-Truth.
R-Truth needs a break for once.
He's had some.
No, I mean,
Am I saying?
He-
I'm not saying he's not deserving.
he's like, okay, remember when Ric Flair in his biography, he talked about how they would give him a belt because somebody just didn't want to look weak and lose to someone else to keep switching.
Yeah.
And R-Truth's kind of like that guy who, he wins the belt for someone only to drop it to somebody else. Like,
There's
right
this
away.
thing on the Bruce Pritchard podcast where some wrestlers don't need a belt and their gimmicks are strong enough or over enough that they don't need a belt. I think R-Truth is definitely one of those where he doesn't need a belt.
All right. The
But it's better.
Participants. Ali, formerly known as Mustafa Ali.
Who will lose to R-Truth, huh?
You are not gonna cut me off every time. Just to let you know right now.
Here comes the first elbow drop.
There we go. Andrade has been confirmed, so that could change.
Okay.
Apollo Crews. We have Bo Dallas, Bobby Roode, Braun Strowman, Chad Gable, Colin Jost of Saturday Night Live, Curtis Axel, EC3, Grand Metalik, Heath Slater, Jeff Hardy, Jinder Mahal, Kalisto, Carl Anderson, Connor, Lindsay Dorado, Luke Gallows, Matt Hardy, Michael Che of Saturday Night Live, No Way Jose, Otis, Rhino,
Who the heck is Otis?
Heavy Machinery,
Oh, okay, yeah.
Shelton Benjamin, Titus O'Neil, Tucker of Heavy Machinery,
Okay, right.
Tyler Breeze, Victor, and that's it. That's been confirmed so far, so I believe 26 names.
One participant there that's very sad. He should have just been dumped in the lake of reincarnation. Is Curtis Axel, just to help his career.
There are a few other names that probably should have
Yeah.
been before,
Like
like the
the
Hardys.
that
for
Thrown
one.
in that lake a long time ago.
The Hardys, Andrade.
I mean, who was the name? There's a name there that stood out to me as someone who I think would win.
EC3.
R-Truth. Just say.
RC3, EC3 was one that stood out, but
See, he said RC3. It's because R-Truth is on his mind too, you know?
Lord.
Was R-Truth?
He said
Did I say
RC3.
R-Truth?
You didn't even, no, you didn't.
I didn't say R-Truth, huh?
He'll be in there. Unless he's going to do the women's match.
No. See, I have another prediction for that.
Carmella.
Actually, we can
Helping
talk about it.
Carmella.
So we'll make our predictions for
All right,
this
this
first.
is the R2 segment of the show.
Yeah.
No,
Listen up,
we'll
listen up.
make our predictions first, and then we'll talk about our truth.
Oh, okay.
So predictions for the Andre Battle Royal.
Can you read the list again? Just the first like 10 names. There's a name in there that I just need to be refreshed on.
All right, let me get it up again.
You're surprised to hear the Wasteland, huh?
Well, the
What's it
Otis
called?
thing
Oh.
threw me off for a second.
Ali, Andrade, Apollo.
Ali,
Crews.
I think Ali was the one.
Oh,
the
okay.
first one. I think I'll go with Ali because he has the rocket strapped to his
So
back.
there's no Robert Roode?
You
Yeah,
said Bobby Roode.
Bobby Roode, yeah,
Yeah.
he's in there.
That's
You just
another
wanted to
poor
say
name
Robert
that
Roode.
doesn't have.
What do you have?
If R-Truth's in there, he wins it though.
Okay.
But
Otherwise, who?
I don't know. It's between two people. I'm thinking of Bobby Roode or Axel. Axel desperately needs some kind of.
That's random.
Axel's in a tag team with Bo Dallas. He's not winning anything.
Yeah.
But
That's
all
why
right.
they both have to be
You-
dumped in the river.
I mean, it can
I'll
happen.
put you down for our truth.
You can happen.
Yeah.
Did you mention Titus in there? Titus
Titus is in there.
And Apollo had a
Yeah, they had
little
their
showing yesterday.
Yeah, they did. I think we should get our first commercial break in.
Okay.
When we return, we will continue our WrestleMania predictions, and we'll talk more of Rob's favorite wrestler, our truth, and
Or like
what I
like
think.
it says RC3.
What I think he's
Lord.
what I think he's gonna do right here on the Beyond the Ropes WrestleMania Spring Break Special.
Boom.
Need to grab breakfast or lunch on the run? Visit Carl's Jr. in the USU, the local place with the big
And El
taste.
Pollo Loco was closed.
Oh, great spring break. I like that Pollo Loco.
No, but they had
The
Subway and
National
Carl's Jr.
Association
open.
Oh,
of
really?
Hispanic
I was like,
Journalists
I had Subway. I'm
fair
like,
and
what
accurate
happened to El
coverage
Pollo
of
Loco?
Hispanics in the
Future
news.
Chavez break.
They support Hispanic journalists with resources.
No, that was a.
encourage
That was
better
Sunday or
practices,
Monday.
and create
Yeah,
more
Monday.
opportunities
Yeah, yesterday.
for employment.
Like, what?
The student chapter
I like
provides
El Pollo
journalists
Loco,
on
though.
campus
Oh, I always get that.
information
I get the
on
chicken
issues
bowl.
and is
Yeah, so do
open
I.
to everyone.
It's the cheapest.
Follow
thing.
at CSULB
I get the chicken bowl, but then I recently started getting the
Instagram
double
for
chicken
more
bowl,
information
which is a bit
today.
wider, has a
Ooh.
little cheese on it.
Really?
It's like double chicken.
Got something on your
A little
mind?
pricey. Like,
Talking about your
you get
That's why I
that,
stick
you
with
get,
that.
I get extra chips,
In fact, it's
and
actually
it
quite
ends up
healthy.
being like almost
Join us
11.
every Wednesday at
But the
10
bowl
a.m.
for
on
$5
22
Yeah, that's
Radio.
why I always
That's
get
The
what I
Brains
get,
Are
yeah.
Sexy
It's
Radio.
the cheapest thing I could
Talk
get,
show
so.
that explores
But
topics
if I'm
of
feeling
mental
hungry, I'll
health
go for
and the
that double
lives of
chicken,
college
and it's pretty
students.
good.
At Brains Are Sexy
Yeah,
Radio,
cheap
we
stuff.
believe a
I had
healthy
a
brain
coupon.
is a sexy
So-
brain. So don't keep it bottled up. Be a part of the discussion
They're
at
not
Brains Are
so
Sexy Radio.
Yeah, I really don't. I'm plain. Like, even on the bowl, I just eat rice, beans, and chicken, so I don't like. move too far from that.
And we are back with the special Beyond the Ropes WrestleMania Spring Break Special. I said special twice in that, but that's alright.
That's alright. It's a special show.
It's a very special show. We got to mention how special it is. Once again, I'm Ethan.
I'm Rob.
And I'm James.
And we are on Facebook, facebook.com/Beyond the Ropes. where we post predictions, additional content there. We are currently on with the hashtag.
Ask questions.
And we are currently on Periscope.
Periscope as well. You can follow me and find the Periscope at JHW Reporter. I know you guys have a Twitter as well.
At EthanMB95 and
Rob Flores Media.
And you can find us on YouTube. YouTube.com/Rob Flores Media, or search up Beyond the Rubs. We have more than 70 episodes uploaded on there. Where we talk wrestling and other nonsense, because I'm sure we've gone on tangents before.
Like an R-Truth tangent, I'm sure.
Speaking of an R-Truth tangent, that's exactly what we're going to talk about. Why do I get the feeling that R-Truth is going to face John Cena at WrestleMania?
What?
You got a smile.
You got a little excited there, huh?
It's because, like AJ Styles says, it's fun to beat up John Cena. So that's one that R-Truth.
Okay, so what is the angle there? I feel
John
like
Cena is scheduled to have a match at WrestleMania.
Really?
How random, though.
His opponent is super secret. They've kept it. R-Truth has been doing Cena's moveset when he was United States champion, and he did the U.S. Open Challenge.
Right. Okay.
Now this could be completely wrong.
It's a curveball.
Cena's opponent could be Lars Sullivan, which was rumored at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, whatever happened to him?
He had an anxiety attack, and then he went home. I think he's ready to come back.
Well, I'm glad to hear that there was something wrong with it. How long ago was that announced? Because
January.
Oh, okay, because for as far as I knew, that was a big question mark on what really did happen to Lars Sullivan.
Yeah, he had a panic attack or something like that, and he went home. But he's good now, I guess. But yeah, Cena's supposed to have a super secret opponent. It could be The Undertaker again.
I was gonna say I think it could be The Undertaker again because the way that thing went down last year.
They could have Cena win this time, yeah.
Nah,
they could do this every year. They could honestly do this every year now.
Yeah.
I don't know who else it would be. R-Truth kind of makes sense because of the moveset, and he has not been confirmed, as far as I know, for that Battle Royal.
What is someone like Kevin Owens doing?
Nothing.
He probably shouldn't even be in the Battle Royal.
Well, he might be added to another match, which I guess we can talk about now. AJ Styles versus Randy Orton. Tonight, both superstars will be on the Kevin Owens show.
Okay.
So
I think it's a little too late to be trying to add some more folks. But I can see where you're coming from.
They're last minute stuff. They're doing.
That's crazy.
Some matches haven't been announced yet, and they're still adding on to the card. So
that's why you gotta watch the show, I guess.
Yeah, Randy Orton versus AJ Styles. We kind of talked about it. They've been going back and forth. AJ's kind of being the indie guy, Randy being the WWE guy. I don't know what else we're going to get tonight. I'm sure it'll be good, but
if it's just those two one-on-one, I can see Randy Orton winning just because I think he always finds a way. I think the last few WrestleManias, I'm like, oh, there's no way Randy's going to win, and he always ends up winning. So
he didn't win last year.
He didn't win last year. Who did he?
It was the Fatal 4-Way U.S. title match.
Okay. No, I get
Ginger
you.
won.
Okay, well,
that's when they were still on high on Ginger.
I just think there's times where Randy Orton, he
won the title
literally comes out of nowhere. Like, he will literally, just...
I agree with you, and I think he's going to win this match as well.
I think I could see that.
He's not going to win, because that way he's going to be straight off his loss, which might be a quick match, so he has enough energy to participate in the Triple H match.
He's not going to...
Your storylines are so...
You're still in that fantasy.
Evolution Association.
101.
Evolution Association.
Absolutely not. It makes zero sense for Orton to be in that
if he said
match.
he'd come in as a special referee or something, but it's too late for all that.
No. Oh, by the way, Randy Orton celebrated his 39th birthday yesterday.
39. He's getting up there.
Happy birthday to him.
I remember when he was young. I guess I was young then, too. Time flies when you're...
We were all young then. I was
getting older, I guess. Fun, I guess.
15 years ago, that was crazy.
Don't mind me.
All right. You got AJ Styles in? All right.
Yeah.
Next up, I guess women's tag team title match. It'll be a fatal 4-way for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship. The Boss and Hug Connection, Bayley and Sasha Banks, the champions, will defend against the Divas of Doom, Beth Phoenix and Natalya, the Iconics, Billie Kay and Peyton Royce, and Nia Jax and Tamina.
I think based off some of the matches we've already talked about, I think this is one of those that can go any which way, and then
I agree with you.
it's kind of like, I can see the Iconics winning just because why not? I could see Beth and Natalya winning just because Beth's coming back. It depends how long of a run they're gonna have with her.
Mhm.
Her father being inducted in the Hall of Fame would be a great moment.
Natalya. Yeah.
I could see the Bailey and Sasha retaining just to continue the run, the first run really with the titles,
Mhm.
and then you had Tamina and
Nia.
Just I can see them winning because we've had other random things happen. So
I'm going the Iconics on this one. I don't think it's going to happen, though, after this week. Beth Phoenix returned to action last night. In an 8-woman tag team match. It was Bailey, Sasha, Natalya, and Beth versus the Iconics and Nia and Tamina. And Beth looked great. She looked very strong. There was a cool spot where she speared Tamina through the barricade. And then she got the victory over Peyton Royce with the Glam Slam. So it's very possible that they want to do this Natalya-Beth thing for at least a little bit.
Okay.
However, I'm still going with the Iconics because they're my favorites. So
they're great.
I gotta go with the sentimental favorite there. So I'm going with the Iconics.
Okay.
Considering that Natalya can never catch a break in a singles run, and her dad's night and all, Natalya.
Makes sense. Natalya and Beth. All right.
I'll go with. Like I said, this is an up and down match. I'll go with the Bailey and Sasha retaining.
All right, cool. So we all differed in this one. This is a good one. I'm glad that we have at least one match that's different. Next up, I know what Rob's going to say for this one, but it'll be a Falls Count Anywhere match. Shane McMahon versus The Miz.
Oh, of course, yeah, Shane wins.
All right, that's enough of
because, like I said, the person, he has to continue the whole best in the world story.
Why, though?
The person to dethrone Shane is Kofi Kingston, not The Miz.
Kofi's bigger than that.
Because it's still rising more and more and more off that glass ceiling. Kofi is the one to take down Shane, not The Miz.
Okay, I'll go with The Miz.
Because then you could
I'll go with The Miz.
repackage The Miz. The Miz won't be around for a few weeks, so he looks different, changes his look and everything probably.
The Miz is going to win this. All right, next up. We'll just go through that. We'll skip through that one.
The Miz.
WWE Cruiserweight Championship, Buddy Murphy versus Tony Nese.
It's on the main card, huh?
It's probably... Oh, by the way, no match has been confirmed for the kickoff show, so any of these matches can be on the kickoff show.
I will say... Oh, I think I said it's Buddy Murphy. Why not?
He retains?
Yep.
Okay.
New champion.
Tony Nese? I'll go with Tony Nese because Murphy's had it for a while. So, yeah. I'll just go for that reason alone. Again, have not been able to catch up on my 205 Live, so I haven't been able to keep up. Next up, in Kurt Angle's farewell match, it'll be Kurt Angle taking on Baron Corbin. I've got Baron Corbin in this one. After last night, I've got Corbin in this one. Unless last night was a story beat and they're doing something where Angle gets another opponent.
Or Angle doesn't retire at all?
No, Angle win. Angle will win. Why not?
Yesterday it was confirmed.
Wow.
Kurt Angle is going to appear on StarCast.
Oh yeah. I did see
Cody
that.
announced it
And
yesterday.
it looked like people were saying April Fools, and then I think the actual AEW account was saying like, no, it's
StarCast
legit,
officially confirmed. Kurt Angle will be a part of the StarCast, not the Double or Nothing event, but StarCast.
Right.
Much like the Undertaker.
Is that the same day?
No, it's
the day before. It's
the day before.
And I think they
or
had
the weekend of, yeah.
They also announced Chris Cyborg from the MMA.
Oh, interesting.
I think she was also announced like a few hours before Angle that same day.
Well, they pulled Sting out, no? They pulled him out.
Did they?
Yeah.
I think I do remember he was supposed to be there.
Yeah.
Undertaker is there, so
Undertaker's there, yeah.
They said that due to Sting's ever-changing WWE schedule.
Really?
Yeah.
Ever-changing.
That's interesting. Undertaker is confirmed.
When is
for that.
StarCast? Sorry, I don't
It is in May.
Okay, so it's
or
not
end of April or early May.
Okay, so it
Something.
doesn't conflict.
It's after Mania.
Yeah.
So Kurt Angle, this is another reason why I think he's gonna lose. He's gonna appear at StarCast, and Vince doesn't like that.
Just even with the video tribute yesterday and stuff like that was kind of
That was like his send off yesterday.
Yeah, but I just feel like, he even said, this is my last night on Raw. It's like, is it? Like, I mean,
Like, that's
you'll
kind of
probably be
sad.
back in 5 weeks for something else. Is it the last time in the ring? Yeah, sure, maybe.
Yeah.
But
He'll be back.
Yeah.
Not wrestling, but he'll be back. However,
Charlie Haas better show up.
he's gonna lose, I think.
yeah, yeah. I mean, usually those who retire, they have to they do the job.
Baron's
But
gonna get so much heat.
we'll see.
Unless they do a swerve, he beats Baron really
Depends how
quickly,
much
and
time
then
Corbin has left in his contract, too.
Corbin's not going anywhere. Kidding me? They love him. Vince loves him for some
Yeah,
reason.
Vince likes the big guys, so.
I mean, well, yeah. I was scrolling down Facebook, WWE's Facebook, and they posted the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal from a few years ago, which he won. I was like, he was so over, and people were cheering for Baron Corbin when he won.
Oh, when he won the Andre the Battle,
Yeah,
good
that
times.
time he won Most Metal Athlete somewhere, some kind of
That's
award
right.
show.
Oh my goodness. It
What
was
are you talking about?
it was a
And he
medal.
lost his rocker hair.
He won like
That was like
a
earlier.
medal, most medal athlete or something.
Yeah.
It was like an award, a medal
Oh,
award show.
okay.
Yeah, Corbin's gonna win, I think. So, all right. Next up, we have. Are we in the main event section already? I guess we are.
Rob would have argued when we started talking about R-Truth, we were in the main event segment.
True. No holds barred match. If Triple H loses, he must retire from in-ring competition. Triple H versus Batista.
He wrestles 3 times a year anyways. I'm talking about Triple H, but I think Batista will win because he's a movie star now and yada, yada, yada. You don't... I mean, I think the last time or two he's come back, he's done the job, so I think it's about time he gets a win.
Triple H and DX and Randy are all just gonna put down Batista.
Oh dear.
Yeah, it's a lot of run-ins. I don't,
A lot of run-ins.
who would run in favor of Batista though?
Randy, he's a heel.
In favor of
I
Batista?
don't think Randy cares.
To help Batista?
Well, yeah, I don't think Randy. Here's the thing: I don't think Randy cares.
If it
so
was
he
up to
wouldn't.
Randy would RKO the both of them.
Yeah.
Randy wouldn't show up. Period. He'd probably just go home after his match. He doesn't care.
On his RV. He has his own RV.
Yeah. I'm going with Triple H on this one.
Yeah.
They played. So Batista came out yesterday. Came out. He pointed at the Tron. And they
He
played
missed
a
the
video.
sign?
No, he
Oh,
pointed
okay.
at the Tron, not the sign. And it was him defeating Triple H like 3 different times. Triple H has never pinned Batista. He
You know
never
what'd be
beat
real
him.
funny? If Triple H's entrance had the Thanos.
Oh, that actually be.
I wouldn't be surprised.
That actually would be funny. I'd
I
like.
could see that. You know Triple H is going to have an entrance. So.
Oh yeah, always. Yeah, I think Triple H is gonna win because Batista kind of got the last word. I guess. And I don't think. Here's the thing: they added the in-ring, the retirement stipulation.
Yeah,
I don't think Triple H is gonna have one last match, even though he could just come back anytime he wants.
I mean that. So you're saying Triple H is gonna win?
Triple H is gonna win.
I can kind of
he's
see
gonna have some Saudi money.
I could see. You know what? I could see Triple H winning because. I mean, if he's when it's his last match or whatever, it's gonna be a spectacle. So.
Absolutely, I think it's not gonna be done this way.
I still think Batista's gonna win.
All right.
Name a number of career retirement matches that have actually led to an official retirement. None.
As of now, none. You're right.
And you think Triple H is gonna be the one to stop that?
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Next up, for the WWE Championship, the new Daniel Bryan will defend against Kofi Kingston tonight. They are set for a contract signing. And that should be good. So, what do we got here?
Kofi Kingston. I think Kofi's gonna win it. Well, no, I don't think there's anyone to screw him over. I think Kofi wins. What do you say, Rob?
Kofi wins. You imagine Vince shows up to that particular match?
And he says, nah, you gotta go through it again.
And he
go
gets
through
in trouble in
gauntlet.
paradise.
Oh my.
Right to Vince.
Oh, that would be amazing.
Yeah.
I'm scared to say Kofi wins. I want him to win.
Yeah.
Knowing them,
That belt is.
Kofi's gonna win. Kofi's gonna win. I believe in it.
Kofi's gonna win. I think if Kofi doesn't win, it will either be an Eric Rowan screw job or Big E.
I don't think it'll
or
be clean.
Xavier.
Oh, did you see those shoes? They're starting to be like shoes for like certain superstars.
Yeah,
Kofi
they got some
posted
like
it.
Foot Locker.
They got a deal.
Yeah, New Day got a Foot Locker. It's only like 400. Their title reign 465 limited edition shoes.
Oh, the number of days for the
yeah
run or
for the
something?
title reign. Yeah, so
I also
exclusive to New York and
okay.
online, I guess.
Oh.
I think there's some Kofi Mania shirts that
Sasha
are
Banks
out
got
now.
shoes too.
Yeah, she did. Yeah, that's right. There's a new Kofi Mania shirt, and there's
that
another
purple
one.
one.
There's the blue one.
Is it blue? Whatever it
the
is,
purple
with his face.
pinkish, yeah,
Yeah,
background.
yeah.
It says
I saw
against
that.
all odds, I believe.
No, it couldn't say that.
I think it did.
Isn't that what the AEW? Am I? Yeah.
No, against
Is
all
that
odds.
the
no.
AEW?
No.
Alright.
Let's change the world.
Sounds. Oh, that's a TNA pay per view. Yeah, whatever.
Oh yeah, no, against all odds.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me actually look it up to make sure I'm getting it right.
But I think Kofi Kingston wins. Part of me thinks maybe not. If they were the main event,
he would
then
have to
I
win.
would totally think, because then he's almost gonna have a Daniel Bryan moment. But I just see something. I just think there's a Big E heel turn in there somewhere.
I don't see it.
No.
I don't see a New Day thing.
Not yet.
I mean, name a bigger moment for them to break up.
You're right. It could happen.
The week of. There needs to be huge shockers the week of, like the nights after.
Possibly.
Mania.
That's possible. I just here. Yeah, here's the shirt.
Like, remember
Kofi
that time
Mania
that
shirt.
Batista dropped Randy from him, like celebrating?
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was a
I
meme.
can
That
see
was.
that
Oh
shit.
yeah, that was.
And get a title run that way. I mean, hey.
Yeah,
you know,
against all odds.
as
here
an
it is.
African American wrestling fan, I think we're trying to get one in a title match before
I really want
we
this
get
shirt,
we get a Big E Kofi run or whatever. But
Yeah, hopefully. I have faith that Kofi will do it, and I don't think the New Day are going to split up anytime soon if they do. We should hit up our final commercial break. This is our special Beyond the Ropes WrestleMania Spring Break special right here on 22S Radio. We will be back with more WrestleMania predictions.
Tired of the same old thing? At Subway, you could try a different sub sandwich every day with the Subway Sub of the Day meal deal. Visit Subway in the USU today.
what was the deal? What's the deal? Wasn't it when the McMahons went out there and said
As
we're going to
college
shake
students,
things up?
we are expected to
Weren't they
pick
going to
a
have a
major and
draft or
graduate.
something?
But what happens
When is
in
that
between
supposed to be?
When
The
do we
draft
make
is in
time
2
to
weeks.
think about our career interests,
So
our
that's still a
professional
thing with the
development,
NXT
or
and
getting
all
work
that?
I don't know if
experience in
any-
a desired
I'm sure
industry?
they
NXT
call
was
us.
supposed
It's
to
never
be in it,
too
but there's
early to
supposed to be
start
some in 2
thinking
weeks.
long
I'm sure.
term.
Yeah.
Join
There's
me,
usually a
Joe,
shakeup, yeah.
and meet
Okay,
Jazz
they
as the
announced
career
it
development
so
center
they
for our
announced it
new
so
radio
long ago. I
series,
felt like
Career
they
Guide.
almost moved away
We'll
from
kick
it a
off
little bit.
discussions with career
was- the
counselors,
shakeup
alumni,
was-
current students, and industry professionals
I guess
regarding
ratings
all
were
things
down.
career related.
So that's what
Yeah.
they brought
Tune
in all
in
the NXT
Thursday
guys.
mornings at 10 a.m.
Right.
The
on
purpose was
22S
to
Radio for
make
tips on how you can
make it
prepare
better, make the
yourself
product
now.
better.
But I thought it was-
Transition from college
I thought
to
it was
career.
intended that you could see Randy Orton leading the NXT brand.
Yeah.
No,
Like
they
maybe
didn't-
or
they
somebody
never
gets
said anything
drafted
like
in
that.
NXT.
That's the way it was like portrayed, and people, all the
winner of our
all the wrestling websites were talking about it that way.
featuring
I mean, that's possible for what's coming up, I guess.
India
Like the next
Smith.
brand.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
possible.
Just keep it right
Yeah,
here
I mean,
on
it's a big enough
22
brand on
Radio
its
at
own that it could.
22westmedia.com
It could.
Or on the radio.
Absolutely.
FM.
I mean, it's not like you're recreating
We've got
ECW,
tickets.
but
You can win them just like India Smith. That's all brought to you by Associated Students, Beach Pride Events, and 22 West Radio.
it's a bop. I think this is Daniel CJ. I don't know anything. Try the Periscope again and get bottom.
Greetings, I'm Samantha Coulter, inviting you to join me each Tuesday at 6 p.m.
Rob, where's
for
your
the Time Warp
promo?
Lounge, right here
I had
on
to make
22
one.
West Radio.
Yeah.
Your home for the very best in tiki,
I
exotic,
told Rob, where's
jazz,
his promo?
lounge, space
Oh, that's right.
age, rockabilly,
And he said he still has to do it. I
from
said,
today
semester's
way
almost
back in
over.
the day. We specialize in
Right now I've been
musical
catching up on
escapism,
everything.
so sit back, relax,
I know, I saw
and
that.
enjoy some
You got like a whole year to go.
easy tunes
Yeah.
from the Time Warp
I
Lounge.
finally finished all last year. It was just like 3 hours behind on last year's. Alright, we're back.
And we are back with Beyond the Ropes WrestleMania Spring Break Special. I'm Ethan.
I'm Rob.
And I'm James.
And we are currently on you now with the hashtag
Ask Questions.
We are currently on Periscope.
On Periscope, as always, you can follow me at JHW Reporter, and you can find the Periscope there. If I'm not mistaken, you guys have Twitters as well.
At EthanNV95 and
Rob Flores Media.
You can find us on YouTube. Just search up Beyond the Ropes, or go to Rob's YouTube channel, Rob Flores Media. Just find more than 70 episodes there of our beautiful faces.
Lovely.
Yeah, lovely faces. We have faces for radio, apparently.
And don't forget to subscribe to Rob's channel.
Absolutely. Do it. We are on Facebook, facebook.com/Beyond the Ropes, where we post predictions. I'm going to try and get all of our predictions updated on Saturday. If they add matches, which I'm sure there will be, but I'll post it on there on our Facebook page.
And when you guys do go to that Facebook page, make sure you give it a like.
Yeah, absolutely. We got 2 more matches to discuss. The Universal Championship will be defended. Brock Lesnar will face against Seth Rollins.
I want to say Seth Rollins, and I have to think this is the time Brock leaves. I know there's this pending UFC match in the works, ideally, with Daniel Cormier, but we'll see. I'll go with Seth Rollins just because something needs to be done. But I've said that the last few times Brock Lesnar has gotten in the ring, and he's
Rob?
won.
It's still Brock.
It's gonna be Brock.
Where do they go from here, though, if it is Brock?
Saudi Arabia.
Is that coming up already?
It's happening in
like
3 weeks. It's
But,
like a month.
but against who? What
Seth
did they?
Rollins.
And they just continue the storyline?
That's what they did with Roman last year. They're gonna do the same
Undertaker's
thing.
already confirmed to be there.
Undertaker?
The Undertaker's not gonna compete for the Universal title though.
But is he already confirmed? Is this true?
Yeah.
I think he hasn't been announced, but it's.
Oh, because people are saying the whole StarCast thing, like, oh, it's over.
They just haven't
think
announced
Taker-
what
which I
match
know
he'll
is
be
not
in,
the case,
but he will be at the place over there.
Yeah, after last night, it kind of confirmed that Brock was gonna win.
Really?
I feel like it.
I'm trying to remember if I watched that segment.
It was the opening segment.
Oh, where they went back and forth, right?
And then he hit a curb stomp on Brock.
Yeah, and then I thought, because you're saying didn't Seth stand tall at the end of that? He got the better of that exchange.
He got the better one. I suppose they could still give it to Seth. I want to say that, but with Saudi Arabia coming
They
out,
don't get nowhere by having like each Shield member have a turn at Brock like every year.
Yeah,
It doesn't get nowhere.
Somebody, I mean,
Are they gonna have a rematch?
I don't even think it was
That's
for
how
a
you-
belt, right? When
When it
Dean
was
Ambrose?
no, it was a total squash match. Brock won that.
Oh, wow.
I could see that happening this Sunday too. They make
I
Seth,
think so. Oh,
and they could rebuild Seth for the Saudi Arabia show to make that a big deal, so you could get people to watch that.
I just feel that's one of those things.
I don't know.
You don't squash match at WrestleMania. I mean, it's been
Oh,
done
they're-
before, but
They have to do it with the crowd this
there's bound to be
large.
certain matches that they're just gonna be quick ones.
so that they can.
A,
I don't
a
know.
Brock match, regardless, will be short. It's not gonna be more than 10 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, Brock's surprised some people before, but we'll see.
The AJ match is gonna be short.
No, that'll be given time.
No
Yeah, Brock's,
It's a 5-hour show. 6 hours maybe.
it's gonna be 7 hours if you include
Count
the
the
entire
pre-show.
pre-show. Yeah.
Well, the pre-show's 2 hours.
Which will have at least 3 or maybe 4 matches.
Yeah.
Oh, they announced who's gonna sing, I think, huh?
Yeah.
Elias,
really promoted much.
Elias is gonna be the musical performance, obviously.
Well, I heard I think Flo Rida's supposed to be in the mix again.
No.
I heard his song. I know he's a thing.
No, he's not in. No, he's not. His theme song is not. It's not a theme song.
Because I thought when they were announcing Yolanda Adams, who I believe is singing the
She's
national
doing the
anthem,
national anthem.
I could have sworn up and down last night I heard a Flo Rida track in the back.
It was. Oh my God, One Republic. It wasn't Flo. I know it sounded. It sounded like
featuring Flo Rida.
It's possible, but
I just.
Joan Jett is performing Ronda
there
Rousey's theme song.
Oh yeah, I think I would do him.
Is there a celebrity wing inductee yet?
No.
Yeah, Beefcake. No, I don't know. No, they didn't do it this year. They're slowing down.
Which,
on those, I guess.
yeah, they don't need to.
Pete Rose is in.
Unless
Everybody's
tonight.
Everyone's in.
There's
Rick. What's her name's in? Cindy Lauper.
No, she's not.
Drew Carey?
Is she not?
She turned it down, I think. One year.
No.
I think they asked her and she turned it down.
Really? She was on there recently though too. Not recently, but when they were doing the
No,
general
no,
manager thing or
and
something.
I think it was after that.
Oh, I think I hear
But I don't think it was like because it was
Goldust's
anything
contract
bad.
is up.
Oh, what?
Goldust, his contract.
Oh
what
yeah,
about it?
Goldust.
Yeah. Now he has to wait out the non-compete. To
Apparently Goldust
Over
might be
AEW
going
with,
to face Cody, his brother. Sure, I guess. He's not doing anything
I
now.
mean, it's been talked about for a while, so I'm glad it's going to happen soon.
imagine they treat him like the Undertaker over there.
Why not?
I guess, yeah. He won't
Okay.
be Goldust.
He'll be like once a
Yeah.
year, like Goldust.
He'll be
probably,
Dustin
like-
Rhodes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, brother versus brother.
Yeah.
Going back to
I wonder
so
what
we
made
got
him
on
create
the
Black Rain.
we got on the oh good lord
Oh,
we got on the we talking about Hall of Fame. I forgot how we
Universal
got to
title match. You said Seth.
that. Yeah, Seth.
Rob and I said Brock.
Oh yeah.
The main event.
Oh yeah, the women's match.
Triple threat match.
So no tag belts are on the line other than the women's.
No, Rob, have you not been listening to the show?
Boo.
Boo.
Like we said, both
man,
tag
so
title
sad.
matches
Or, like,
could be
unconfirmed.
announced
They'll probably be announced.
after
That's
tonight.
some poor promotion.
They'll probably be on the pre-show.
The rumor is
You gotta get some stuff on the pre-show.
the Usos defend against the Bar, Shinsuke, and Rusev, and New Day.
Pre-show.
Rumored.
What about the Hardys?
Yeah, it should be the Hardys, but again, it could change. That's just a rumor. As far as the Raw Tag Team titles, apparently there was a WWE.com interview.
Oh, the
Zach Ryder and Kurt
Yeah,
Hawkins
right.
challenged the Revival.
They said they'll think about it. So I think
That's probably gonna happen.
I think so too. I'll give that a.
Oh, when has that
No,
team
not
ever
sure.
teamed up again?
Ooh.
They have been for a few months.
Wow.
You gotta watch some YouTube clips, Rob.
I mean,
Catch up.
I mean, are they
See
putting them on
Ed's
the?
come out and clap for him.
Oh
All
no,
right, next-
he might be there because of Beth.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
true.
Main event time: triple threat for the SmackDown and Raw Women's Championships. Winner take all. It'll be Ronda Rousey, the Raw Women's Championship champion, defending against Charlotte Flair, the SmackDown Women's Champion, against Becky Lynch, the Royal Rumble winner.
First of all, can we talk about that segment though?
Beautiful segment. I
Jesus.
love.
Okay, did you see that Charlotte knee kick?
Yes.
I had to slow mo it to see if it was a knee or a foot, but it was beautiful.
It was a knee.
Ronda had her head sticking out of the
car,
The
the
car.
police car.
That was great.
And she just, the way, it was a hilarious moment because she came out hopping and then she hit the knee.
Right. I was on.
There's a Benny Hill video of it with the Benny Hill. I don't know if you heard the Benny Hill music or theme song.
don't think so.
I'll tweet you guys.
Okay.
Some.
I'll have to.
Here.
I knew. Okay, I was gonna say I knew it was gonna be that. You know what? For what that segment was.
I don't know if I can play that on the air, so the theme song.
But that was still.
I thought it was great. The crowd loved it. Apparently, they gave it a standing ovation during the break.
During the break, okay.
They were.
So they didn't even close the show with that.
No,
I
and that
didn't
was
watch
a
the
big
final
mistake
hour,
on
so.
their half. But I think what they've considered now the third hour gets lowest ratings.
Yeah.
So they just
that-
kind of put whatever on
the end of the
last hour.
second hour is your prime time spot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so-
I thought that was great. I think we talked about that last week
We
where
went-
you
yeah.
kind of mentioned that it might have lost a little bit of steam. Whatever steam it did lose,
It got my attention again.
Yeah, I'm excited for that match, and it as.
I still feel it's unpredictable, to be honest.
Would
The
you
result.
say, okay?
I
Now
feel it
hold
is.
on. Now that you know what happened last night,
Mhm.
do you still think Kofi Kingston should be in the main event against Daniel Bryan, or are you on board with the triple threat match ending the show?
Just because I'm a fan of Kofi, yeah.
But
That's
okay.
It has nothing
That's
to do
fair.
with. I still
But just for the storyline, for what it is.
For the storyline, I enjoy the Kofi storyline. I feel like that's been built up overall.
Still the main event over the women's match, considering last night's segment.
However, I will I do put the women's match higher
Okay.
than what I had it last week.
Last week, okay.
Again, it's just personal preference, just 'cause
Yeah,
I like
no,
Kofi.
no worries. I understand.
But I'm not gonna be disappointed at all with the women main event. 'Cause
Yeah.
I'm sure it's gonna be a great match. And I think it's unpredictable,
Yeah,
to
we
be
gotta,
honest.
we gotta pick a winner for this.
So,
I mean, I think
the obvious choice is Becky. That's the obvious choice. However, WWE doesn't always put the obvious choice.
Right. I mean, if the McMahons are already hating on Becky, and you got to get your Stone Cold. They got just like they did
Even
Stone
though
Cold.
it's very interesting what they said about Charlotte.
What do they say about it?
Well, she's more than willing to like lose the belt because she wants to match her dad's record, 16 times.
Who said this?
She has
Charlotte. She wants to be 16 time.
She has like 8 title reigns already, so she's
Yeah, I mean, like,
she's halfway
in
there.
1 year she.
So she probably wouldn't mind dropping to gain all over again.
She wouldn't mind making history and becoming the first
yeah.
undisputed champion either, though.
I get it, but
It's a main event of WrestleMania.
This
She wants
is-
to win that.
you guys can tell me if I'm wrong, but this is the most important match in women's wrestling history.
It is.
Ever.
Absolutely.
Not just, so I think
When you put it like that-
when you want to win it, I think that winner takes all thing has more meaning than just,
Plus, she took offense to ESPN's the whole. Like,
That's right.
That too, which means it's
She had a
getting
chip on her shoulder.
it's getting mainstream attention. I mean, Ronda Rousey alone brings.
When you put it like that, it should be the main event.
Yes.
Regardless of anyone's opinion.
It took me 2 weeks to get you to.
No, I know, but when you say it's the biggest women's match,
I mean, it's
it should be the main event.
There was Trish and Lita, and they had the main event on Raw, and that was a big deal. And there's several other matches, but
this is the biggest
you-
one.
yeah,
Both titles
right,
on the
right.
line.
Right.
Mainstream appeal.
To conclude, I don't want to say a year because we're in the early part of 2019, but to conclude what has already been a high.
It's been an up and down.
Or I would say
high,
a successful 12 months or so for the women with the pay-per-view
definitely.
and whatnot. I mean, how else would you end the WrestleMania or the wrestling year than with the women's
With the woman,
event?
and
Yeah.
that you kick it off with the new undisputed champion.
Right.
Regardless if they unify them or not, there's still going to be a double champion.
So wait, did you guys pick?
No, we're still kind of discussing. We have a few minutes left.
I'm just stalling over here because I don't know.
We got a few minutes left.
Or I think I picked Becky. I think I'll go with Becky.
All right, so you're going to go with Becky.
Yeah, I think and I can make a case for all three of them, but I think it's Becky.
I don't think there's a scenario where Charlotte comes out with the belt.
Okay, and who do you have then?
I think it should be Becky. If not, it'll be Ronda, but because of the 4 horsewomen.
Okay, so you got Becky.
Yeah.
I'm still going with Charlotte. I picked for last week.
So you picked.
I'm picking Charlotte.
So no one thinks Ronda will win, right?
She's gonna end up retaining the title. Watch.
I mean, she probably will.
Because then she could become better and have Paul help her back to the top.
I think it's gonna be Charlotte.
She would have to lose for Paul to be in
Yeah.
the corner.
Becky's gonna chase those titles, or one of the titles at least. I think Charlotte. So you guys got Becky. I've got Charlotte.
How about surprises? Any surprises?
Undertaker's gonna show up. Cena's gonna show up. Those aren't really surprises, but they're gonna
You
show
think
up.
so?
Cena showing up's
Yeah.
a disappointment. It's not.
Why? Why?
Cena's confirmed already for a match.
Why is that disappointment? Or do you just like Cena or something, or what is the?
Oh, we make fun of Cena.
Yeah,
all
we
the time.
make fun of him. He's a janitor on my show.
On his
yeah,
fantasy.
he lost the right to be a wrestler.
Oh, that's right. You guys really do a fantasy.
Yeah.
We stopped.
Are you-
I just kind of stopped because I
It's
lost
because
control.
classes got
Yeah,
busy.
I
it's
did
too much.
remember
But
reading.
yeah,
I do remember
it's
reading
too
that.
much
That
to
was
keep
cool.
up.
That was cool.
It's too much
He's
to
a
keep
janitor now. We don't see him as a wrestler.
Okay.
It's just too much to keep up, so I haven't done
And
it.
if anything goes wrong, the way to think of it is blame John Cena. If anything in life
He has
goes
Cena on his
wrong,
roster.
yeah.
That's why I don't have him.
Yeah, but you remember I let him decide the outcome at the Rumble.
Oh, that's right.
What was it?
Which we never did. But,
Yeah, it
you know,
was one of the pay-per-views, and
we
had
were
to lose.
fantasy booking each other's shows.
Poor Johnson.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think he has a new girlfriend, so good for him.
Does he? Is
think
this
so.
breaking news?
It's been out for like a week.
Who? Is it someone?
Nobody we know, I think.
All right.
I'm sure Nikki Bella wants to get back with him or something.
Well, yeah, I think that's always been a thing. But
Any other surprises? The Rock, maybe? He was rumored.
Bray has a new look.
Bray could appear. I don't know in what capacity, but he
But
could.
it's very abrupt. Like, how do you go away from saying you've been influenced by the reincarnation of your whole new
okay, where did you see this new look?
It's a picture of him, and he's got dreads, and the sides are shaved now, and he's got a tattoo on his back.
He just saved his sides. He had the dress.
Is this on his Twitter?
On your Instagram, I think.
Okay.
His
Yeah.
Instagram.
I haven't seen that.
Yeah, I don't know. So as we are counting down our last minutes here,
That's it. No more surprises. Nothing else.
I mean,
no, it's a stacked show already.
Debut.
Maybe you'll get a he said Lars
NXT.
Sullivan, or maybe you'll
I
get
know how much NXT involvement is there.
The women's match.
I think you'll get
There's no space in the Battle Royal.
Yeah, I forgot what I was.
Men's. Yeah, sorry.
Okay, so well, if we still have a minute or two, any predictions for the Raw after WrestleMania, or even SmackDown? Because I know you're always gonna get a hype crowd. You're gonna get some surprises.
An NXT debut maybe. Johnny Gargano, which he already debuted a few weeks ago. So.
Something happens in that
Maybe the
Intercontinental scene.
Velveteen Dream.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
If Velveteen Dream loses this week.
That's right. We have NXT, which we could give. I'll post our predictions on the Facebook page.
Velveteen Dream.
Anyways, thank you for tuning in. Yesterday I posted an Instagram post and a Facebook post that apparently scared Rob and a few other people.
Uh-oh.
Where I announced that today would be my last show on Beyond the Ropes.
Oh, you got him a day before. Huh?
Yes. Yes,
Oh, I thought
did.
you were gonna say, but no. But I was like, oh damn.
Yes, I did. Apparently, I scared a few people. April Fools, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not going anywhere. I mean, what am I gonna really do?
Yeah.
Start my own podcast? Why would I do that? I have it good here.
Yeah.
I'm truly happy and grateful to be here, and I'm not going anywhere. And WrestleMania is this weekend. I'm so excited. We're all so excited.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna be live tweeting as much as I can. WrestleMania.
I will be live tweeting as well. It should be fun.
We got NXT Takeover on Friday. We have New Japan and Ring of Honor having their show in Madison Square Garden.
Oh, yeah.
We've got the Hall of Fame induction ceremony. There's a whole bunch of indie shows happening in New York.
Yes, there will be.
So much happening, so much going on. Once again, thank you for tuning in on this special edition of Beyond the Ropes. This is the Beyond the Ropes WrestleMania Spring Break Special. Thank you, James, for joining us. Again, you're welcome anytime.
Thank you for having me.
Facebook.com/Beyond the Ropes, where you can join us, where we post predictions and additional content. And this is us signing off. Once again, I'm Ethan.
I'm Rob.
And James.
This episode has been too sweet.